It's the season opener here in historic Nippert Stadium. The Cincinnati Bearcats host the Bowling Green Falcons on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. My name is Justin Dedrick. Joined alongside me, Chase Younts. Chase, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch. I'm excited to see Bowling Green make the trip down I-75 against Cincinnati, and, this is going to be a good day for football.
Bowling Green coming in 1-0. The Bearcats 0-1 after dropping that game in Kansas City to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Chase, let's talk about that one a little bit. You were there in Kansas City in person, and the past game had some struggles. Were there anything that you saw there in person, any reasons that contributed to that struggle?
Well, Nebraska, that's a tough secondary. You're going against a tougher, experienced secondary, but Brendan Sorsby did miss some opportunities down the field. I think he was about 0 for 4 on shots, 20 yards down the field. And, having new receivers and, a quarterback that hasn't played with those guys, it can be a little tougher to try to find that chemistry when you're going against a Power 4 opponent pretty much on the road at Arrowhead Stadium in a very loud environment. Cincinnati was just that close. If they hit one more of those deep balls, they would have been able to win that football game. And obviously, your eyes go back to that last play when it was intercepted by Hartzog in the end zone.
Yeah, and even with the offensive struggles, they were able to keep it close in large part to that Cincinnati defense. There were a lot of good takeaways from that game. What were your personal takeaways?
There
for the
were
Bearcat
a lot
defense?
of good ones. And I got to say this. Jake Golday was the big one. He had over 10 tackles and was named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. That linebacking core for Cincinnati really brought back a lot of pieces. Golday himself, Jack Dingle, Jonathan Thompson, Simeon Coleman, Monte Whedon. They got a deep room right there where they can rotate guys left and right and fill these different positions. And I'd even say the front three played pretty well for the start. And then, obviously as the game went on, Nebraska kind of wore them out a little bit. But, overall, Cincinnati was able to keep it close. The defense was a problem last year, and they looked pretty good last week. They were played well enough to win that game.
Yeah, you mentioned Nebraska started wearing them out. In Cincinnati's 3-3-5, it is susceptible to the run, and Nebraska figured that out in the second half. Bowling Green, this is a big running team. Their emphasis on running the football. How much of a threat is that Falcon running game today?
Oh, it's a huge threat. Literally, you have Eddie George as your coach. We'll talk more about him in a second, but there is literally a handful of options that Bowling Green can go with. And, when you think about Bowling Green, their first couple of running backs, and Chris McMillan, Kadarius Roberts, and Cam Petaway, those guys did a really good job. They had two guys with over 10 carries. They kept people fresh, and Cincinnati's front 6 or 7, like you mentioned, it wore down against Nebraska's one running back. They're going to start to circle around nearly a handful of guys to keep those guys fresh and wear Cincinnati's front line out.
Yeah, you mentioned new head coach Eddie George coming over from Tennessee State, back in Ohio. Obviously an Ohio legend, former Heisman winner. Chase, talk to us his impact and his legacy that he has in the state of Ohio.
Come on. Eddie George, arguably the greatest running back in Ohio State history, the 1995 Heisman Trophy winner, played 8 seasons with the Tennessee Titans, 10,000-plus rushing yards in his NFL career, 4-time Pro Bowler. The accolades could just go on and on about Eddie George. And why would it would not be an Eddie George football team without running the football. This run game, they are not intimidated by any Power 4 opponent, and they're coming into Cincinnati right here. BG's never lost to Cincinnati. And again, you got a guy like Eddie George last year. At Tennessee State, they won their conference. He was the coach of the year. This guy's got confidence. This entire team has confidence, and they've traveled a lot of fans here today. They're going to make some noise.
Now, both of these teams, they lost a lot of production from last season, and there's guys that you need to step up to replace that production. Talk about Bowling Green. They lost their quarterback-running back duo, Connor Bazelak, Terrion Stewart, but there's another name in there who they lost, the third-round draft pick to the Cleveland Browns, Harold Fannin Jr. Mackey finalist, finished warmer-up, All-American first-team tight end. That is a big name to lose.
That is a big name to lose. And Justin, you've talked so much Harold Fannin off of my ear, but I've grown in love with the player that Harold Fannin was for the Bowling Green Falcons. Talk about the production and replacement that they're going to have to try to find out there. They're going to have a whole slew of tight ends. It's going to be kind of like that running back situation where you have 4 or 5 running backs. They're going to look for about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 tight ends to kind of work in that role. But the void of Harold Fannin is huge. On the Cincinnati side, you've got guys like Corey Kiner, who was a hometown running back that had over 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons his last 2 years with the Bearcats. And then Xavier Henderson was receiver 1 for the Cincinnati team the last 2 years. And trying to find those replacements is going to be big. Who's going to step up now?
Who will it be? Will it be Chris McMillan for the Falcons, Tyree Walker for the Bearcats, Jeff Caldwell? We don't know. We will find out after this break real quickly before the game, and we'll be back for kickoff.
attention to the Kelly family. My name is Kevin Mall. I'll be the referee today. Our umpire is Mr. Bill Bishop. Would you like to kick? Bowling Green will receive in this direction. Shake hands. Good luck, gentlemen.
Bowling Green set to receive the ball first. They'll be facing a tough student section going towards it. No fear for this Bowling Green special teams, though. 2 years in a row, they have opened their season with a kick return touchdown. Last week, it was Cameron Petaway against Lafayette. The year before, they had one versus Fordham. The Bearcats probably briefed on that, trying not to let one in.
I'll say the SID, like a bunch of SIDs had to come together and see how true that stat was, and it's unbelievable. It's only happened one time, and it was Bowling Green. Here we go.
Kick soaring into the end zone for a touchback. That will bring out Bowling Green quarterback Drew Pine, a graduate player, still with another year of eligibility. Comes to Bowling Green, 4th school he's been at.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute. Again, like you mentioned, it was Notre Dame, Arizona State, Missouri. Last year, he threw for, around 400 yards, had some relief, quarterback opportunities, had a good game with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and then he had another game where he threw no touchdowns and 3 picks. So we're trying to see what this guy's got here for this BG offense.
2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Motions Middleton across into the backfield. Pine's going to hand off to start the game. That's going to be Petaway. Tackled down after just a few.
An extra flag right here, some words and everything else. It's an early flag.
Dante Corleone was there for the stop. We'll see what this flag is.
By the looks of it, looks like BG was somewhat happy about this. At least your receiver on the outside, RJ Garcia. We'll see what happens here.
There's a 15-yard penalty on the Bearcats. Jaquan Sanks. Not exactly sure what he did.
It was after the play. I mean, looking right here, you got to keep your cool. He got up under the helmet of one of the BG guys. It's the first play of the game. You got to keep your cool in a game like this.
5 wide for the Falcons. Pine all alone. Now he motions his man across. He's going to give it to him. That's Garcia making a move, breaking a couple tackles. Gets down to about the 44.
Justin, what a set that was right there. You had 4 receivers out to the right, Pine empty, and then it was basically just a swing pass like a screen, and you had everybody out there to block and just get those extra couple of yards. That was pretty much a run play de facto, but able to get those 4 yards on that one.
2nd and 6 for the Falcons. Already at the 46-yard line, just 2 plays. That flag costly. Pine's going to go to his left. A great tackle made there. Jacob Harris caught it. Matthew McDoom laid the hit.
Yeah, McDoomsday right there. I'll tell you that one. Going ahead, that was a flat route out there. McDoom had that great pursuit angle downhill, able to make that tackle. No gain on the play, and a big third down to start it off for Cincinnati.
3rd and 6. The Falcons, 3 wide receivers out to his right. Pine has a man in the backfield. Motions out, Pine facing pressure, gets out of one. He's not going to avoid another. The Bearcats get him down. Jack Dingle, the first one there.
Yeah, Jack Dingle was able to close that thing out, but Jake Golday had that free blitz off the right side of the line, was able to affect Drew Pine trying to step up in the pocket, really knocked him off course, and then Micah Coleman and Jack Dingle were able to finish that thing off. That was a big stop for Cincinnati after a costly penalty right there. You know, we'll see what the offense can do after they get this punt.
John Henderson out to punt for the Falcons. Had 3 punts last week, almost got hit. Gets a high one there, fair caught at about the 11. A couple extracurriculars after the catch as well.
I mean, these guys are ready. These, you know, every time you get a chance to go out there and play football, you know, you got to leave everything out there on the field. These guys are ready to play different colored uniform people, and now they get that chance. I mean, you get the Cincinnati offense who really wants to erase what happened last week, especially in the passing game.
Brendan Sorsby trying to bounce back. He played well in non-conference last season. A couple big plays in the home opener against Towson. What can he do against the Falcons? First play, going to be a handoff. Getting down to about the 15 is Evan Pryor.
I tell you, every time Evan Pryor touches the football, there's always oohs and ahs in the crowd. Once he hits that jump cut and you see all that space, he just got to get off to the races, and it's over. But again, that was a nice run to start off to get it second and manageable.
Pryor, just 5 carries last week, getting the start today. Sorsby fakes to him, now rolling out to his left. Fakes the pitch, he's going to take it himself. Gets hit, gains a few. Tackled down. It's going to be 3rd for the Bearcats, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they tried that little slide concept right there, the play fake, and they had a receiver coming over the face of Sorsby and then trying to get that little pitch pass. But it really, Cyrus Allen turned into a blocker right there to get, you know, down to a very 3rd and short right here.
Dorian Pringle made the hit. 3rd and 3. 3 wide receivers to the right. Sorsby's going to pass. He's going to go to his man. That's Goody. Doesn't have the yardage. Bowling Green player lost his helmet. He's going to have to go to the sideline for a play. The Bearcats are going to have to punt. Fletcher coming out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, the play call design wasn't bad. It was just the amount of space that they were working with. I mean, you know, you had basically your block set up right there and a de facto pick play on the slant route. But again, they weren't able to get really anything out of it. There was no vertical push upfield.
Fletcher sends one flying towards the sideline. Bowling Green's going to opt not to grab it. Out at about the 30-yard line, down by the Bearcats.
For the circumstance, I mean, that was over a 50-yard punt right there. I mean, Fletcher taking up where his brother left off last year.
Cincinnati, no score in their first drive. The Falcons made it past the 50-yard line. No score either. We'll go to a break here on Bearcat Sports Radio and return after this. Coming back out of the break here, Drew Pine and the Falcons offense will take the field once again. Their first drive didn't get very far. They were helped by a 15-yard penalty. Pine 2 for 2, only 4 yards in that first one. Gonna look for some more success this time around.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if Bowling Green starts to get that run game going here soon. You got, back and tight end in the backfield.
Pine takes a snap. Breaking tackles, getting to the outside. He's got space on the sideline. That's Petaway pushed out of bounds by Jake Golday. About the 35, Petaway with a burst of speed.
Yeah, I mean, Bowling Green was able to really set the edge right there, and they were just able to get that wash block, and then you got a home run hitter in speed and Cam Petaway to be able to get to the edge and get on the plus side of the field. Big one right there for BG.
1st and 10 on the 35. The Falcons threatening here. Pine is going to swing it out to his running back. That's Roberts. Roberts trying to make a man miss. He's tackled for loss. Swarmed by the Bearcats.
Yeah, that was a good play right there. Again, they ran that swing pass, a little bit of a different look from the first time. They had 4 receivers on one side, and that was a transfer, Tatum Barnes. He had 57 tackles last year and 2 interceptions. That was a big-time play right there to make it a loss of right around 6.
2nd and 16 behind the sticks. Pine looking over to his sideline. Roberts is the man in the backfield joining him. Takes a snap. He's going to look out to Garcia on the right side. Garcia spins away from 3 tackles. Garcia, shifty moves. He's back at about the 35.
I mean, this guy's got to love the washer and dryer. The spin cycle right there. He was able to go 1, 2, 3. Look like a cyclone out there, able to push and get half of those yards back again. That was big for them to get on that plus 35, because now if you don't get this first down or don't lose any yards, you got a field goal kicker hit from 56 last week, but BG thinking otherwise. They won 6.
3rd and 6. Bowling Green trying to keep their drive alive. 3 wide receivers to the left. Pine, he's going to throw the check down. That's Roberts. He's taken down. Great tackle there. Jonathan Thompson was on it.
That was the right idea right there. That was a great middle screen, but Jonathan Thompson was able to sniff that one out like a bloodhound. Get the tackle down there, and now you're going to force a long field goal from BG.
Maybe a long field goal, but nothing that the Bowling Green kicker cannot hit. Jackson Cleather, 56-yarder last week against Lafayette. That was his career long. He was the MAC Special Teams Player of the Week.
And he was 4 for 4 from out there. So again, he was very reliable. And what are we looking at here? About 54 yards.
Cleather lined up, kicking into the student section. Snap, good hold, kick is up. Does he have it? He does not. Short and right.
This is a battle of field position, Justin, and Cincinnati's going to have the best field position in just these first 2 drives, but the Bearcats have to be able to use this momentum to get down the field and try to strike first.
The defense has held strong so far. We'll see if the offense can back them up. We'll be back after a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio, still 0-0 in the first quarter. Coming out of the break here, the Bearcats offense will take the field. Brendan Sorsby looking to get some points on the board. Still 0-0, 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Excuse me, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. The stats has not been updating today, Chase.
Those live stats, man, I mean, it's sometimes it's tough to trust. Technology is supposed to make your life easier. Bearcats trying to make life easier on them trying to score here.
See what Brendan Sorsby has. Play fake, outside, Caldwell's got it. Puts a stiff arm on, forced out of bounds. Pushed down after the whistle. Jeff Caldwell getting involved early. Wasn't around too much in that last game. Only one catch for him.
Yeah, I mean, and that one catch he had was in the fourth quarter. They want to get this big guy involved, 1,000-yard receiver at Lindenwood last year. I mean, this is a big threat on the outside trying to replace Xavier Henderson.
This time they'll hand it to Walker. Walker creating space up the middle. Moving his way. Now he's taking it outside. Tyree Walker with a good play at the 45.
Yeah, Walker was running through that thing like a maze right there. He was going out, up, and he found his way to get around 8 yards on the play.
Walker extremely productive a season ago at Wisconsin. 2nd and 2 for the Bearcats. Sorsby, he's going deep. He's got a man. It's caught in stride. Touchdown, Cyrus Allen. Brendan Sorsby connects with his man for the first home points of the Bearcats season.
That was huge right there. They had that little switch concept on the outside. He just ran that fade from the slot, was able to beat his defender down the field, and Sorsby hits him in stride, and Cyrus Allen with his first touchdown as a Bearcat.
Brendan Sorsby, after a rough passing game against Nebraska, having a good one earlier today. 3 for 3, 57 yards and a touchdown. That one was 44 from Sorsby to Allen. On for the extra point is Rusnak, and it is good. 7-0. Bearcats lead.
Big play right there. I mean, if the Bearcats have Brendan Sorsby throwing the football well, they're a pretty good football team. But again, I mean, they have to get that passing game going. And obviously, BG was a better defense last year, and they have 9 first-time starters on this lineup. It'll be interesting to see if they can test these guys down the field, and they did right there, and it resulted in 7.
And now what that does, it puts pressure on the Falcons' offense. They haven't established the run game yet like we thought they might, and they're now with an early deficit.
Yeah, I mean, again, they ran some of those screens and everything, and it's kind of an extension of the run game, but at the same time, they just weren't really able to, find some points out of it. They had that longer field goal attempted. They had a really good play call on that screen, but it was just snuffed out by Jonathan Thompson. But, put some more pressure on Bowling Green to come out here and try to match 7 with Cincinnati.
Rusnak to kick it away. A good turnout here for the crowd. We thought about 20 minutes before. There were a lot of open seats. The fans have now filed in and filled up Nippert Stadium for the whiteout.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Everyone's enjoying the festivities, the first home game, and now everybody's packed in their seat.
Rusnak sends it away. It's going to take a bounce. Will the Falcons pick it up? They do. It's Petaway, and he's tackled down at the 10-yard line. Great coverage by the Bearcats kickoff team.
Great coverage, and talk about a spin on the kick right there from Rusnak. It looked like it was just going to roll out of bounds, but it, kind of had that corkscrew that went right back toward the middle of the field, and it was a tough decision right there for Petaway to pick it up, and he got leveled right there. Now it's bad field position for the Falcons.
They're going to be all the way on their side of the field at the 11-yard line. Pine joined by both Petaway and Roberts in the backfield. We have not seen Chris McMillan yet today. Motion's going to hand off to Roberts. No, he actually gave it to Petaway. Faked me out. It was so good. Petaway gets to about the 23.
That was a great counter right there. They tried to stretch it out a little bit with that, with the horizontal run, and then it was just a flip around for Pine to just go vertical and then give it to their fast guy in Petaway. That was a great counter and wash down block right there.
Drew Pine with the fullback in the backfield now. 2 wide receivers out to his right. Motion's running back behind him. He's going to give it to him. Petaway bouncing off tackles, taken down about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, they really like this kid Petaway. Again, obviously, they use him in special teams, but he's gotten, the majority of the carries so far. I mean, that was his 5th carry on the day. So, I mean, BG's liking this guy early on. They're trying to find that hot hand of the handful of running backs that they have.
And they have a lot. They keep fresh legs out there on the field by subbing. Now it's Kadarius Roberts into the game. 2nd and 5. Pine takes it. He's going to throw it out. That's Middleton. Did he catch it before it hit the ground? They will say no. Incomplete. 3rd and 5.
That was a long throw out there. Again, that was really far. It was that kind of RPO play fake out into the flat. If he puts that ball a little bit too high on the float, McDoom's taking it back for 6, but he puts it in the dirt, and it's a tough one right there for Middleton to make that catch.
3rd and 5. Kadarius Roberts in the backfield. The crowd pumping up the noise. Four on the line for the Bearcats. Pine takes it. He's going to throw. Has his man up the middle for the 1st down. That's the tight end, Jiren Johnson.
Yeah, again, Johnson, this is going to be one of their main guys that's going to try to fill the big shoes of Harold Fenn. It's going to be tough to do, but again, able to find that little zone coverage and find that soft spot, and just an easy pitch and catch to move the sticks for Bowling Green.
Jiren Johnson, a little bit bigger than Harold Fannin was. Johnson 6'4", 235. Fannin was just over 6'2" at the combine.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller for tight end. Still productive as he was. It's impressive. Pine fakes to Roberts. Now he's going to swing it out to him. Roberts dropped it. Golday bearing down on him. The intimidation factor.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Butterfingers right there. I mean, you got a linebacker charging downhill, and Golday being one of the best players on the Cincinnati defense, especially on this back. And obviously you got the Godfather and Dante Corleone up front. But again, I mean, BG's really been trying to use stuff out of the flats, screens, short game, quick game, all that stuff to try to catch the Bearcats off guard. I'm interested to see when they would take a shot down the field.
2nd and 10. Pine takes it, hands off to his man. That's Roberts. He's cutting outside. He's got space. A good block downfield. Roberts is out just about the 1st down line. Just short of that 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, when you run the football that good, there's not much of a need to take too many shots down the field. Obviously, it's still going to get that yard and try to move these sticks for a 1st down. But, the running back rotation, you had Roberts in there to make that nice run. Petaway's now back in the game on 3rd down. You would think run, but again, the RPO is always a possibility with these tight ends in the game.
Motioning a man across. Pine takes it, gives to Petaway. He's stopped. Dante Corleone was there. We'll see where they spot the ball. And he is short.
That was a great stop right there by Corleone. He had a tackle on him right there, a guard, and Corleone was just able to kind of push him back, kind of muck things up, and not able to get that 1st down for Petaway, and now you got BG coming out on the field to punt.
Corleone, just such a force in the middle. It's hard to run up the middle when you see that number 2 there.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Godfather, he really authoritative, and, people usually try to counter their game plan and not run at him, but right there, not much you could do.
Henderson, the punt. He will send it soaring at about the 10. Caught, will be returned. Great coverage there by the Falcons. Got about maybe 1 yard before being tackled to the ground. A 3-yard return for the Bearcats, and they will set up shop on the 14-yard line. Cincinnati up 7-0, their last play, or last time out. 44-yard touchdown to Cyrus Allen. We'll take a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio, and we'll see what else Brendan Sorsby and the Bearcats have to offer. Back here in Nippert Stadium, the Bearcats leading 7-0 in the first quarter. Chase, you found an interesting stat when looking through the notes.
Yeah, we're going through the archives and everything and trying to peel back everything that's in the books. You know, it's interesting because when Cincinnati is able to throw the football, you know, and not have Brendan Sorsby run the football so many times, the Bearcats are a better football team. When Brendan Sorsby runs the ball less than 10 times per game, then the Bearcats are 5-3. When he has games where he runs the ball over 10 times, the Bearcats have not won a football game. They're 0-5 when that happens. So again, I mean, when they get that passing game going, this is a more, you know, well-functioning offense, and they keep themselves in games.
Sorsby just 1 carry so far today. Now this time he hands off to Pryor. Just a gain of a few. Tackled down at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many running backs at your disposal. Like he's mentioned, you have Pryor, you have Walker. Manny Covey saw a little bit of action last week. I know they put Chance Williams in for a drive, but I mean, you've got a lot of guys. You don't have to really risk your quarterback so much.
2nd and 8 on the 16. Sorsby's going to pass. Going outside, a diving attempt by Goody. Did he haul it in? No, incomplete.
That's a tough throw right there. That is a tough throw all the way to the boundary. And again, I mean, obviously, quick game, you're trying to run that short bench route right there, but trying to get those quick yards to, you know, get your guys to make a play upfield, and now you got to, you know, 3rd and a little bit longer.
The 2nd target to Goody, incomplete. Now they're faced with a 3rd and 8. Pryor still in the backfield with Sorsby.
A straight man right here.
Flag down. False start on the Bearcats. That'll back it up to a 3rd and 13.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, it's, you know, you look at draw, you look at screen. If you want to take a shot down the field to, you know, try to get something in a one-on-one opportunity, I mean, there's chances it looks like they're playing man-to-man coverage right here.
I mean, the speed of Pryor is dangerous in spots like this. They will give it to him. He's going to make a cut. Gained quite a few, but not close to that 1st down marker. Out comes Fletcher in the punt team. The Bearcats, that false start really hurt that drive.
It really did. I mean, it makes your playbook so much tougher when you're behind the sticks, especially on 3rd down, and you have a penalty like this. This is a newer offensive line. You know, you have a first-time starter. Gavin Gerhardt's still there as the center, that main piece, and then you've got 3 transfers that, you know, are trying to piece their way together in their first home game.
Just 4 penalties for 20 yards last week, already 2 for 20 this week. The punt by Fletcher is caught, going to be returned. A great tackle, great coverage again by the Bearcats special teams.
And who else? Who else?
Matthew McDoom.
Your cornerback in the transfer portal can go out there and play special teams. A Swiss Army knife. I mean, come on.
Falcons offense will come back out. They've moved the ball well, but they just haven't been able to get close enough. They had that 54-yard attempt missed by Cleather.
I mean, again, they can try to test this Cincinnati secondary. It's just going to be interesting to see how long they wait for that opportunity.
3 wide receivers. Pine takes it, handoff up the middle, working his way down to about the 24-yard line. Looks like that was Nakai Amashiri, the first time we've seen him today.
I mean, this is a Rolodex of guys that they try to give in and out. I mean, they have these fresh legs for this Bowling Green team. And Justin, one more thing. This physicality from both of these teams, especially some of the extracurriculars after the play, it's a little bit more than usual in these other games that we've called on our separate occasions.
2nd and 7 for the Falcons. Pine's going to pass. Looking towards the sideline. Tipped. Almost picked off. Ooh, the tip drill by Trayvon Cola-Collard almost went for 6.
Yeah, they're giving Cola-Collard that opportunity as that starting safety on the back end. He was a special teams guy for most of his career, was a really big impact player, especially more down the stretch. And right there, almost had that tip drill interception. That would have been huge. And just a miscommunication right there by Pine and his receiver down the sideline.
3rd and 7 on the 24-yard line for BGSU. 4 wide receivers out. Amishri in the backfield with Pine.
Watch the middle of the field here, possibly.
Pine's going to hand off to Nakai Amishri, working his way, fighting up. Good effort. About the 28, 29-yard line, but not enough. Conservative third and long handoff is going to lead to another Falcons punt.
Yeah, I mean, it was a conservative play call. They almost got there, but again, in that 3rd and 9 situation, I don't know what the trust level was right there with Drew Pine almost throwing that interception on that miscommunication. So, interesting approach right here from BG, but I just want to say this one more time. The extracurriculars after the play, it's a little bit more than usual, Justin.
Could be that in-state kind of rivalry. I mean, these teams haven't played in a while. The punt by Henderson is going to be fair caught about the 34-yard line. The Bearcats offense will take over. Yeah, I mean, could be something to do with that in-state. Could even have something to do with head coach Eddie George. I mean, he's such an Ohio legend. To come out and beat his team, that would mean a lot for a lot of these kids.
Oh, definitely would. I mean, you'd have that chance to advance to 2-0. And I'll tell you this, I mean, BG's never lost to Cincinnati. I'm talking about him here with BG. I mean, they're 1-0 right now. I mean, this is big. So, you know, they've never lost to UC. We'll talk about that more as time goes on. They pretty much dominated the first half of the 90s, but, you know, Cincinnati trying to change that narrative.
Bearcats offense take over. First one is a handoff to Walker. He's tripped up. He's being pulled back. Interesting tackle. Gonna go gain about 2 yards for Walker.
This is a little interesting, Justin. I'm telling you, this. I know we're obviously trying to, you know, portray what's going on, but you know the physicality is actually it's at a pretty high level right now. It's especially after the play. I know I've said it the last couple of plays, but it just keeps going up and up.
Is interesting. You don't normally see this. Sorsby back to pass. He's going to go towards the sideline, knocked away, intended for Cyrus Allen. On the coverage, that was Keon Washington, the West Virginia transfer.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's had a little bit of time in the Big 12. Didn't really play at all last year, but I mean, a redshirt freshman, 6'1", 185 pounds, was sticking on the outside like glue, and that was just a great play. And now Cincinnati's got third and a little bit longer here.
A player down for the Falcons. MJ Cannon being tended to by the training staff. We'll hope he is okay. We'll take a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio and return in just a few. Third and 8 for the Bearcats offense. Cannon looks like he's going to be taken to the locker room. Four wide receivers out for Brendan Sorsby. Motioning Cyrus Allen across, now sends him back out. Sorsby's going to pass, looking that direction. He's going to Allen, great coverage, but a flag is out. Pascal was all over Cyrus Allen. They will catch Pascal for pass interference. And that'll give the Bearcats a first down at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it was more at the top of the route right there. Those hands were a little bit high and got a little bit too much push. That was a great design blitz on third down. There was a simulated pressure, and they almost got off the field with that one.
Force Sorsby to step up. This time he'll hand off to Tyree Walker, trying to get to the outside. Taken down. Good tackle there by Gideon Lampron. Lampron, an interesting player, spent a lot of time at Dayton, was an FCS first-team All-American, And he's got one of the best middle names in the country.
Yeah, I mean, ESPN, this is something. I thought we were, we were tweaking on the thing when we were looking at his name in the first quarter. But Lampert, 23.5 tackles for UD, 6.5 sacks last year. This guy's all around the field.
ESPN for a middle name. I mean, how much more, I don't even know, football can you get than that?
Man. A highlight reel at the linebacker position.
That is the end of the first quarter here in Nippert Stadium. The Bearcats leading 7-0 in their home opener. They've won 23 straight home openers, trying to make it 24. We'll be back after a short break for the start of the second quarter. Back here out of the break in Nippert Stadium. Start of the second quarter soon. The Bearcats leading 7-0. Chase, anything that's standing out to you so far?
Well, I mean, Cincinnati with that one downfield shot, they were able to strike gold and score that touchdown. And trying to find their way in the run game, Sorsby, it's been interesting on, the shorter intermediate game. And, BG's come out and they've played pretty physical defensively. Offensively for BG, they've just kind of played that very conservative approach. They've been able to run the football. They have not been able to throw at all, with Pine having 17 yards on 6 completions. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these adjustments come in the second quarter.
Flipping sides here, the Bearcats now going towards the student section. 2nd and 11 on the 49. Sorsby, he's going to pass up the seam. He's got Caldwell. Caldwell cutting across down in the middle of the field past the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they just played that zone right there, and Jeff Caldwell was like, you know what, I'm going to sit in the soft spot. There's so much green grass around me. Get the catch and run and get that yak. So, I mean, Aaron, that good range over, on that positive side of the 50.
Good to see Caldwell getting involved. Sorsby, play action to Caldwell, downfield, one-handed catch. Jeff Caldwell, his inner Odell coming out.
Oh, my goodness. Jeffrey. What in the world? It was unbelievable.
What a play. There is a break in the action here. Are they going to review this catch?
Looks like they are. Wow. That was unbelievable. Again, they just had that play fake, one-on-one down the sideline, just throw it up to the big guy. And I mean, I think they're trying to see if he came down with the ball and was able to hold possession of it. So this is going to be the interesting part of it.
He did corral it in with that one arm, but yeah, you have to survive the ground. Did he keep control, Chase?
I feel like he did. It's tough to tell from this angle. I mean, he's obviously got the foot down. There's no doubt about that. He might have got 2 feet in, actually. But it's just he had the ball tucked in his forearm, hitting the ground. Does it roll around a little bit? That's the only question.
Ruling on the field was a catch. They would have to overturn the call. Sometimes in those close calls, they tend to just default to what was called on the field, which could be the case here. If it stands, it would be a 29-yard gain for Jeff Caldwell.
With some flash as well. I mean, it looked like that ball might have moved a little bit, but was able to hold on just enough with the forearm and just, move Cincinnati down and get this crowd hyped up.
Good way to get Caldwell involved early in this one. If it stands again, it would be his 3rd catch for 61 yards. They will uphold the catch. Caldwell with a big play to put the Bearcats right on the goal line.
I mean, I'm stunned. I'm still stunned right now. I mean, this is a big opportunity, and Jeff Caldwell, I know last week didn't go the way he wanted to, but able to make a big-time play in his home debut as a Bearcat.
It's one of those guys you trust with those 50-50 balls, 6'5".
50-50, I mean, it turns into 80-20 at that rate.
You're going to throw it up to him any chance you get. 2 tight ends in for the Bearcats. Walker in the backfield for Sorsby. They're going to give it to Walker. No, Sorsby's going to keep it, and he'll be stuffed. A swarm of Falcons around him.
Yeah, BG was not fooled right there. They pretty much did that play fake, and then it pretty much turned into an extra lead blocker right there was Walker. It was just that play fake. I'm just going to ride the coattails of my running back, and BG was able to rally around the football and make a nice tackle.
They'll give Sorsby about a yard, half a yard on that one. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 2, a long 2 at that. Caldwell and Allen wide out left. Walker still in the backfield. Sorsby's going to roll out. He's going to throw. Cyrus Allen caught for a touchdown. His 2nd of the game.
What a throw. What a throw right there. It looked like that thing almost got jumped, but he just threaded the needle in the nick of time. It was just that sprint roll out to his weak side and Sorsby right there. And then Cyrus Allen able to run the nice route and corral it in, get the feet down. Jeff Caldwell had the clear out route toward the back, so there was a lot of space. That was a great pitch and catch right there in the nick of time.
Anytime you're rolling out to that opposite hand, that weak side, and making the throw across body, it's impressive. Cyrus Allen, 2 touchdowns on the day, 2 catches, 46 yards, both of them for 6. Rusnak on for the extra point. And it is through. 14-0 lead for the Bearcats. Good way to bounce back after last week in front of the home fans. They're feeling that energy. They're feeling the crowd. It's juicing them right now.
It definitely is. And again, for Sorsby's performance, he had 69 passing yards the entire game against Nebraska. Now it's 108, 2 touchdowns, and completing 75% of his passes. It just looks better. He's finding these new guys and trying to make a home for them as well. The big guy in Jeff Caldwell with 3 catches for 61 yards, and then Cyrus Allen striking gold not once but twice with 2 touchdowns. And that's the difference in the game thus far. The Bearcats passing game has been able to find those opportunities and take advantage of them when they need to.
Bowling Green, on the other hand, only 17 pass yards. They will get another shot on offense after the break. Drew Pine, what can he lead his Falcons to? Down 14-0. They'll need something. We'll return here after a short break on Bearcat Sports Radio. Back here, still some time in the break, but Chase, we got to talk about the newest addition to the Falcons locker room, Pudge the Cat.
Yeah, Pudge the Cat. They actually traveled Pudge down I-75, and he is in Clifton. We were just walking around pregame, and we were like, man, we got to find Pudge. We got to find him.
It was our mission to find Pudge.
It was our
the game.
mission. We usually talk to, you know, a mascot or something like that. I mean, last year, West Virginia's mascot who
the
actually
Mountaineer,
could speak,
yeah, we did talk to him.
Yeah, but we found Pudge at the right timing right there, and, you know, just chilling in, you know, his little sanctuary. It was a backpack or whatever you want to call it. Had the air holes and stuff like that, and got a picture of Pudge.
He has the BG jersey on, too.
Oh,
Pudge.
man.
He's a celebrity now in college football. I mean, he has gone viral. He's getting his own graphics. He has his own Instagram, his own merch. We saw the Pudge security shirt carrying him around.
He's got his own media pass, too. I mean,
he does have his own media pass.
I mean, it's crazy, man. Pudge Mania is something else.
Kickoff by Rusnak is going to be out of the back of the end zone, so the Falcons will take over. Drew Pine needs to get something going. I mean, 6 for 9, 17 yards. He's efficient, but you're not getting big gains.
Yeah, man, they're not getting any sort of yards down the field in the passing game. It's one thing to be efficient, but it's another thing to be effective. You got to have both of those things to have a successful unit. It's interesting to see if they want to test the Cincinnati secondary down the field, but you know, none of their receivers have really tried to take the top off the defense at all. I mean, they've ran the ball really well, though.
Your leading receiver, R.J. Garcia, 2 catches for 14 yards. They'll motion the tight end across, hand off, finding some space is Petaway. Now he's going to run into a couple Bearcats and be forced back. 3 yards for Petaway.
Now they're getting their receivers out on the field. They put 2 tight ends off, and now you got that 3-by-1 look.
Garcia, Middleton, and Johnson, the 3 wide receivers in. Petaway still in the backfield with Pine, 2nd down and 7. Back to the student section now. They'll hand off to Petaway, and he has taken down Dante Corleone, the first one there.
I mean, all roads go through the Godfather, and he's not going to let things get by. This guy is, you know, arguably the best player on the Cincinnati team, and they're going to be a draft day pick in 2026. I mean, he is the heartbeat of this team.
Projected right now in the 2nd round. A highly touted player. 3rd down and 5. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Drew Pine needs to make a play. Looking, he's going to go to Petaway. Petaway, he's got space down the sideline, making some moves, and now taken down across the 50-yard line by Xavier Williams.
I mean, that was a nice pitch and catch right there. Again, you were looking at that throw, and that was Markel Porter, another, you know, redshirt freshman that is getting opportunities. Again, we have not seen Chris McMillan out there. We don't know if he's injured or, you know, we were assuming that he's injured. We didn't see anything come out about that. But again, for Porter to make that play and get on the plus side of the field, BG's got to get something. That was a good start for them.
The handoff, this time it's Porter again, forcing his way up the middle. Gain of about 5. Porter was the only running back last week for the Falcons to score a touchdown. Only had 2 carries against Lafayette, but he did find pay dirt.
I mean, what a success rate. On 2 carries, you score 1 touchdown, just like Cyrus Allen on 2 catches, scoring 2 touchdowns. You get the ball in your hands, you're able to make plays, and that's what Porter was able to do last week, and now he's getting his opportunity to really, you know, put a stamp on this drive right now.
He is the 4th running back we've seen for the Falcons. Get another carry, spinning off of a couple guys, and now swarmed down by the Bearcats. The big celebration there by Jalen Hunt.
And Jalen Hunt back there. Jack Dingle was able to stop any sort of a spin move and push him back. And you know, now you're looking at that 3rd and 6 right here. Really anything in your playbook if you're Bowling Green. They want to get that 1st down, but I'm just intrigued to see when they would possibly take a shot down the field. I don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, but interesting timing now.
3rd down and 6 at the 44. Pine's going to roll out, going to the sideline, caught short of the 1st down. That's Reese Stockdale. A good design Stockdale just didn't have enough room to maneuver off the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, you had the guy in Christian Harrison coming downhill and making that tackle, shades of his father and Rodney able to make that play, but you know, I got that 4th down decision, the offense on the field.
They will go for it, 4th and 3 on the 41-yard line. The crowd pumping up the noise level. Drew Pine looking over to his sideline. Could this be a bluff by Eddie George? And we will get a Falcon timeout.
This has been a really conservative approach right now from Bowling Green. Again, they haven't passed the ball much down the field. They've been attacking the flats. They've been, you know, attacking on these hitch routes a little bit, but they've been some longer throws to the far side. But, you know, obviously it looks like they have their, you know, their special teams unit ready to go and punt this thing away. I mean, especially after missing that kick early on. It was a long kick to walk out there to try to take the lead. It's not the situation you want to be in if you're the Falcons.
I really thought they might go for it there. You're on the opposite side of the field. You have an experienced quarterback. Thought they may decide to go for it. Instead, they could still go for it. They called the timeout, and they could be just trying to see what the Bearcats defense comes out in. Looks like we have some shenanigans over with the Bearcat. He is dressed as Superman.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that telephone booth over there, probably with all the costumes and everything else. And, you know, you got a Bearcat, you got Pudge the Cat.
I wonder if they will face off at any point. Like you mentioned, Pudge is in his little backpack sanctuary. He's got the window. He could see out. He can make eye contact with the Bearcat.
They got to meet at some point. I mean, a face-off, if they face off and, you know, stuff happens, Lucille, it's just going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, they got to meet.
When you talk about, like, legendary pictures, a lot of people think Messi, Ronaldo. The Bearcat and Pudge would be right up there for me.
I mean, again, Cat's anonymous at that point. It's, you know, it's going to be framed in a picture somewhere along I-75. It's, you know, good stuff.
Interestingly enough, the Falcons did not travel with their other mascots. I have not seen Freddie and Frida Falcon today, but Pudge made the trip. That is interesting that they decided to go with Pudge.
It definitely is. I mean, Eddie George in his second game as the coach at BG, and now it seems like they've got a new mascot. I mean, new traditions going along, and Pudge making the trip.
It's not too far of a trip down I-75. I mean, they're up there close to Michigan, very close up in Toledo.
You know a thing or two about BG, don't you?
I do. My brother is a Bowling Green graduate, so I found myself rooting for the Falcons, of course, when they're not playing the Bearcats. I'm pretty familiar with this team, with that school. I've been up there a lot. This was a pretty cool matchup when they decided to schedule this to replace that other MAC team in the schedule.
This is Christmas for you.
It really is. It really is. And the Falcons, they're going to send a gift to the Bearcats. Henderson's going to punt once again.
Yeah, this is going to be that pooch punt area. Again, you're punting from the 41-yard line. And how do you play this? How does special teams look? They pride themselves off the special forces, special units, as Eddie George calls them. So we'll see how special things can get right here.
Could either be great field position for the Bearcats or a great coverage and down for the Falcons. An interesting lineup for the Bearcats on this coverage. Henderson's going to send it high. Going to be fair caught at about the 11-yard line. The Cincinnati offense, they've been efficient since those first few drives. Brendan Sorsby has really gotten the arm working, connected on 2 touchdowns to Cyrus Allen.
Yeah, again, I mean, they're able to get, you know, that repertoire going between those two. Jeff Caldwell was huge on the last drive, and you know, it's a big drive right here. I know there's obviously 9:19 to go in the second quarter. They get the ball to start the second half. Obviously not thinking about halftime right now, but they get a long drive going and punch 7 more on the board. It's really putting an immense amount of pressure on BG.
Already leading 14-0. 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Brendan Sorsby's going to hand off. That's Pryor trying to make a few moves, and he'll be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Gideon Lamprin was there for the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, this Bearcat run game hasn't really gotten going at all. You had BG just really able to, keep everything in front and attack these holes, but we'll see what the Bearcats can answer with.
Sorsby's going to pass. Looking to his left now up the middle of the field. He's got Royer, the tight end. No one in front of him. Royer in a foot race, being wrestled down, breaking tackles, and down inside the 20-yard line. The first catch of the day for Royer is a huge play.
And a big one right there. They just ran the glance route. The middle of the field was open, an easy pitch and catch, and Joe Royer was able to show off the rumbling, bumbling, stumbling speed down into the red zone.
They matched up the safety Pascal on Royer, and Royer took advantage of that matchup. 73 yards to Joe Royer. Puts the Bearcats offense in a good spot. They hand off to Pryor, flag down right as the play was snapped. We'll see what the referees call. Offsides on the Falcons. So the Bearcats will move ever closer to the end zone. Up on the 13-yard line now, 1st and 5.
Bearcats able to find some big plays here in this first half, especially with that Royer play just a moment ago, and they're trying to cash out with 7 once more.
Pryor joins Sorsby in the backfield. Sorsby is going to look to run. Now he's going to flip it to Pryor and just throwing it out of bounds away from the danger. Little delayed pass there, an interesting call.
Yeah, the short side of the field, they were trying to see if they could hold BG's eyes, these guys, these linebackers, the secondary, if they can hold the eyes of them and let their fastest player, Evan Pryor, slip out to throw a touchdown, unable to get him right there. 2nd down up here.
Pryor now motioned out wide. Royer back into the game. Sorsby all alone. Looking to pass, going to scramble, get outside the pocket. He's going to take it himself. Takes a hit down inside the 10-yard line. He will pick up the 1st down for the Bearcats and threatening to score once again and extend their lead. Sorsby, he's been flowing today.
He really has. I mean, he's found that rhythm in the passing game, able to get that hard-earned first down. Hit right in the face, but able to pop back up and try to get in this goal-to-go situation.
Sorsby, drop back to pass, throwing the fade to Jennings, one-handed, almost brought in for the touchdown, just bounced out on the ground.
Try to give his best Jeff Caldwell impression right there. I mean, had the fade opportunity. Usually you want to try to go up and get 2 if you can. A little outstretched, but almost had that opportunity right there, and would have been a great catch.
What an effort by Jennings. 2nd down and goal on the 8-yard line. Sorsby again all alone in the backfield. Motioning a man across, that's Allen. Allen puts on one juke, tackled down. Great coverage there. It's MJ Cannon back out onto the field for the Falcons. Made that tackle. Good to see him healthy.
Yeah, it took a play out of BG's playbook with these swing passes with the blockers up front, and Cannon literally shot out of one, able to make that play.
4 wide for the Bearcats. Evan Pryor in the backfield. 3rd down and 9. Sorsby takes it, looking to throw. Caldwell on a little comeback screen. Caldwell making a few moves, stretching into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jeff Caldwell, his first touchdown as a Bearcat. Putting on the moves and stretching the ball across the line.
Caught them off guard with the screen. Jeff Caldwell might be a big guy, but he's able to move and shift around like a basketball player and stretch out like MJ in Space Jam #1 on that final buzzer of a play and able to reach it across for the touchdown. Jeff Caldwell, what a day he's having.
4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown for Jeff Caldwell. Brendan Sorsby also having a day, 9 for 13, 189 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rusnak's extra point is good, and the Bearcats lead 21-0.
The offense has been flowing. They found the rhythm of the passing game. The running game not as strong right now, but no problem. You're up 21-0, and things are looking very good when it comes to throwing the football through the air, wiping out some of these concerns, at least from last week.
Vibes are high in Nippert Stadium. What will Eddie George and Drew Pine do to respond? We'll be back after a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Cincinnati up 21-0. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're about to kick it back off to the Falcons. Chase, Bowling Green has not had any offensive success. Let me paint you a picture here. You are now head coach Eddie George. What do you do this drive to try to change that?
I mean, what they've been doing, I'm not going to say it's been terrible, but they really just have not let any sort of attack downfield happen. Again, newer Cincinnati secondary, and I know it's, a road environment and such, but it doesn't seem like they have any trust in Drew Pine to release the ball down the field.
The kickoff is once again going to go for a touchback, so the Falcons will take over at the 25. Drew Pine, he's a very experienced quarterback. I mean, like we said earlier, his 4th school stops at Notre Dame, Arizona State, Missouri, and now Bowling Green, Ohio. He started 10 games for the Fighting Irish back in 2022. He had over 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's a guy who you can trust in this college football landscape. A lot of starts under his belt, a lot of passes thrown. I feel like at some point you have to trust him to launch one downfield.
It's got to be somewhere in this point. UC would be expecting it, but again, you're down 21-0. You got to get something here.
Pine is going to take it. He's going to look outside. Gets his tight end, Jiron Johnson. A great tackle and great coverage there by Taden Barnes.
Yeah, again, Barnes able to come downhill, and, it was that play fake and get it out in the flat, but Barnes with that nice pursuit angle to really get a yard stop right there is an injured Cincinnati player.
Can't see who is down for the Bearcats. Looks like that's Drew Logan, the defensive end. Training staff tending to him. That last play went for just 1 yard to Jiron Johnson. The Fannin replacement was a second-team All-Southwest Athletic Conference player back in 2021, a long time ago, but he has the talent.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, when Eddie George was going out there on the portal, he was looking for guys that would have success in their conferences, try to sell them the place to come play football. At BG, in the MAC, we got some action. I mean, that's the big thing. So, I mean, you know, there's some guys on this squad that are pretty good for BG. Just got to try to mesh together.
I've just noticed now for the first time, looks like a Bowling Green fan has found his way into the student section. There is just a singular shirt of orange off in the middle of the student section.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty easy drive down here, but once you get off of 75, you can get lost. And I guess he got lost
into the student section.
I guess so. I don't know. One of those GPS isn't working. Call that a phone.
Second down and 9. Falcons looking to move the ball. Fake to Roberts up the middle. That's caught by the tight end, Jacob Harris. Harris gains 5 yards, and it'll be another third down for the Falcons. They are 2 of 7 on third downs today.
They haven't been able to attack. I'm not even saying attack deep, which is one, they haven't taken any shots, but 2, they just haven't really been able to find any sort actually vertical down the field. Even if it's 8 to 10 yards, it's just been all out in the flats and, you know, screen passes at that rate, and Cincinnati's been flying around.
Combined with last week, that's 7 of 20 on third downs for the season. Pine's going to take the snap, look to throw across the middle. He's got his man Garcia taken down. He will pick up the first down yardage.
Yeah, barely got it there, but he was able to, you know, run that drag route across. Pine had a lot of time, and offensive line had that sliding to the left protection, able to step over, step up, and make that throw across and barely get that first down.
Garcia with his third catch on the day, 19 yards for him. The former Kansas State Wildcat, familiar with the Big 12. Now it's first down for the Falcons. The handoff up the middle to Roberts. Juggled the football off the ground. Looks like he came back up with it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very lucky bounce right there for Roberts. It looked like he was going to be able to just break out of there, and he had all green grass, but whoever made that punch, and it was tough to tell because there were a lot of Bearcats in there. It was just the right bounce for Roberts to try to hold on to the football. It was a good game.
2nd and 5 for the Falcons. Al-Mashri back in the backfield with Drew Pine. Again, Bowling Green keeping up that rotation of running backs. They will give it to him. Making a few men miss, pushing the pile. Picks up the first down yardage. Nakai Amashri, just his second carry, but he's making a few plays. Only had 3 carries in that last game. But he's a young player, redshirt freshman, who they like over there in Bowling Green.
Yeah, I mean, he's a part of the Rolodex of running backs, and this is a big drive for BG as we're approaching, you know, around 3.5 minutes to go. They got to get some points and try to bleed as much clock as possible.
1st and 10 for the Falcons. Another handoff. This time it's Porter, and he is stuffed. Antoine Peak was there at the end of the play. And now the Cincinnati defense, they see that they're not really trusting Drew Pine to throw the ball downfield. You can key in on the run.
Yeah, exactly. You got guys at the safety position who are flying downfield, and right there, Antoine Peak, that was the first time we called his name today. Didn't really play a whole lot last week, and you know, you can really focus on the run. He went this lighter box look.
Peak, a productive player last year, 4 forced fumbles, a hard hitter. Pine, time in the pocket, going to go out to the sideline. It's caught. R.J. Garcia with a nice play. Short of the first down. Bring up for 3rd and short for the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good pass out there. There's a 3-second differential when it comes to the play clock and the game clock. BG doesn't have to run a play right here as they're getting this situation. You know, they're changing out some of the personnel with 2 more tight ends. It was a good pitch and catch out there. And they just haven't really done that a whole lot today with Drew Pine. He's completed 80% of his passes, just nothing has really been much vertical down the field.
Roberts in the game, the running back. Garcia and Hogan out wide, and they will let it tick down to the 2-minute timeout. Thought they might line up and try to run one last play. Instead, they'll let it go and take a break. Bowling Green trailing 21-0. Their offense has moved the ball, but just haven't been able to get close enough for any points.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, they've gotten on the plus side of the field on 3 of their drives. The first drive obviously had that missed field goal from pretty far out, but then, you know, their previous drive, they got across. They just did not end up going for it on 4th and 3. They just stalled out on 3rd down. They're 3 for 8 on 3rd down. Before this drive, they were 2 for 7. They just weren't able to find any sort of success in that regard. It's interesting to see because this is obviously the biggest 3rd down of the game for them. I mean, if you look at it, Cincinnati gets a stop. They're going to have a chance to, you know, come down, score again, and they get the ball to start the second half. So, you know, they get a 2-for-1 opportunity right here, especially with how they've been hitting on the big play.
Now, Chase, a year ago on these close 3rd downs, they would have gone to Harold Fannin Jr. Now, who do you look to for this? You need a clutch 1 yard to keep this drive alive.
I mean, R.J. Garcia is their leading receiver right now with 4 for 27. They've seen Jyron Johnson with 2 for 11. They just got to get something past the sticks. I mean, if they run the football, Cam Petaway, I mean, you're looking at him with, you know, 10 carries for 66 yards, but Cincinnati's going to be expecting the run. That's what BG's been able to do thus far, averaging 5.4 yards per carry. So if they're in the gun, if they have these opportunities and options, you got to be able to try to press a little more vertical instead of horizontal. If you got something out in the flat and you find a man-to-man opportunity, obviously take that man-to-man opportunity. But if you're able to find something in the zone or some sort, take that. I mean, Drew Pine has played football long enough to know these and decipher these coverages, these looks. And if he's got to make a play with his legs and step up, he's got to be able to put his body on the line.
You would expect to see Dante Corleone back out there on the field for the Bearcats, anchoring the middle. It would be typically where you'd want to go is push the pile up the middle for that run game. But with Dante up there, do you even try it?
I wouldn't, because, again, I mean, you've seen a couple of times where Dante Corleone affected some of these plays. I mean, on a 3rd down earlier in the first quarter, I mean, he even pushed one of the Bowling Green guards right into the running back, and it halted them short of it, and BG had to punt. So, I mean, you're looking at extending that run. If they're stretching it out horizontal, that's exactly what Cincinnati wants to do because these safeties are able to make these angles downfield. These linebackers are right there to fill these holes. So, BG, it's going to be a very interesting game plan on this 3rd down. They came out in an under center look before that 2-minute timeout. They have all tight ends on the field except for one receiver. So, this looks like a heavy set, I'll tell you that.
No Dante Corleone on the field for the Bearcats.
Now, that's there you go. Run the football here.
2 wide receivers out for Drew Pine. Kadarius Roberts is the running back. 3rd down and 1 on the 43. The Falcons trying to keep the drive alive. The fake, he's forced to throw it out. Pine facing heavy pressure. A well-executed blitz by the Bearcats. Pine never even had a chance to get that one off.
Yeah, I mean, they shot out of a cannon right there. They played the pass. The run opportunity was right there for BG. It was a 3-man front. You needed 1 yard. I hated that play call, if I'm being completely honest with you. Now they're on the field. It's 4th down and 1. The pressure's rising.
Their first time going for it on 4th today. 0 for 1 on 4th last game. Pine sneaking it up the middle, trying to get that yardage. There's a big pile down there. We'll see where they spot him.
I think they're going to give it to him.
They do call 1st down for the Falcons. Pine moving quickly there.
They're trying to get this thing set up in this kind of a 2-minute offense, but I'm going to tell you this, Justin. It looked like when Pine was trying to get that sneak, he didn't get that first initial effort, and you kind of saw that spin right there. That ball was exposed. Someone could have came through and punched it, but was able to hold on for dear life and get across for that 1st down. They need something here.
1st and 10 on the 41, trailing by 21 points. Something needs to happen for the Falcons offense. The handoff, Roberts makes a man miss, cutting back up the middle. A good play by Kadarius Roberts.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to try to get a little bit wide right there, make a man miss on that low arm tackle, and Roberts was able to just kind of shift himself back up, cut up the middle, and get right around 7 or 8 yards on the play.
This is 3rd carry. Last week, Roberts had 12 carries, went for 66 yards. Followed Eddie George from Tennessee State. Didn't play at Tennessee State, but he was on the roster. Pine, this time to Roberts again, finding some space, going towards the sideline, making another man miss. Kadarius Roberts with the extra juice, eventually pushed out of bounds by Jonathan Thompson.
Justin, they've found something in the run game. They've been attacking that edge. I mean, they have over 100 yards rushing on the ground. It's just been in some of these passing situations where they haven't been able to convert on third down. Again, they're 3 for 9 on third down. They moved to 6 for a first down. This is the furthest they've been down the field. They have to be able to capitalize right now. And again, points are at a premium, but 7's what you want.
Under a minute left to go on the 27-yard line. Pine back to pass. He's going to go towards the sideline. Left it behind his receiver. A tough play to make. It was intended for Allen Middleton.
Yeah, like you said, he left it behind, and there was able to have a defensive back make a play on that one, and it looked like that was Tatum Barnes that got a hand in there. If he pushes that a little bit more toward the sideline, then you're able to get it to be my receiver or nobody else. But again, that release of, nobody being blocked on that pressure, it obviously affects the throw for Drew Pine.
2nd and 10. Just 61 passing yards for Drew Pine and the Falcons. Pine is going to drop back to pass, and he's taken down. Jake Golday, instant pressure off the edge.
He didn't see it at all. He did not. And it was that front side pressure, but Drew Pine was trying to look to his left. So again, it's a blind side. I mean, Golday was able to have that instant pressure on that first drive and really force a sack pushed into Jack Dingle. Right there, Golday was able to make his own work and clean it up.
Jake Golday, highly productive, had a sack last week. It was all Big 12 honorable mention last season. I mean, he's one of those guys that is being looked at for the NFL draft from this Bearcats team.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of their best defensive players. He's got the measurables to do it. A 6'4", 240-pound linebacker. Had 58 tackles last year, 7 for a loss. I mean, you're looking at this guy. I mean, he's able to move around, play on that outside. Can move him around a little bit here and there, but, just an overall athlete. They put him on the freaks list. And again, it's big that, you have a guy like Golday who can just, go sideline to sideline, stuff the run, can play a bit in the passing game, can, rush the passer as well. I mean, it's huge having a guy like him in the scenario.
The Falcons faced with a long 3rd and 18. They want to put up some points before halftime. Trips on the right. Roberts in the backfield. Pine is going to pass. Going to dump it off to Roberts. A good juke for Roberts. He's got space. Cutting up inside the 10-yard line is Kadarius Roberts.
Justin, they ran that same kind of screen in that first quarter when they could not get the field goal going, and Cincinnati made a great play right there. They flipped it to the other side, and that was just excellent, setting the blocks up, getting Roberts out there in space.
Quickly to the line, Drew Pine will spike it to stop the clock. 37 seconds remaining. Bowling Green with just one timeout. Cincinnati still with all 3.
Yeah, I mean, in this scenario, if Cincinnati can hold them to 3, this is big. Now you have that whole personnel change with a bunch of receivers coming onto the field. That was an excellent play call, able to get those blocks lined down the field, and Roberts able to do the rest. That was a great block out there by one of their receivers. Could have been a holding call, but again, they're letting these guys play a little bit physical, and now you're in the red area.
2nd down and 10 on the 10-yard line. Amashri is the running back in the backfield. Pine looking to pass, going out wide. Tyron Johnson leaps up and makes the grab over top of Tatum Barnes.
I mean, that was a heck of a catch right there. Again, it looked like it was got that pick play for the fade, and it was put pretty far out there. That was a heck of an adjustment right there by Tyron Johnson. Now you're in that 3rd and crunch situation, that 3rd and 1. I mean, do you think you go with the guns right here running the football? Cincinnati's got all the big people in there.
3rd down and goal. And a flag thrown. This will go against the Falcons, and it will move them back. Now, if they had the plan to run the ball, they may have to change that.
And you know what? It was personnel right there. You had 12 men on the field, 12 men in the huddle. So, again, that personnel shift, somebody was not able to get that communicated well enough, and it moves them back. Now they have a little more space, yes, but then it changes your plan of trying to run the football.
3rd down and 7 now. And trying to put some points on the board. Markel Porter, the running back. Pines going to pass, throwing the fade, sideline just out of reach, intended for Jacob Harris. The big tight end just didn't have the break. Pine put it behind him. And we will see the field goal unit come out for the Falcons.
Yeah, they tried to get that back shoulder fade right there. If he threw it a little bit more inside, there could have been a possibility for pass interference. But again, that was really an uncatchable ball at that rate. No one's going to stretch their arms out that wide. But, you know, BG got to get some points here, you know, late in this first half.
Jackson Cleather, 4 for 4 from field goal last week, 0 for 1 today. Max, special teams player of the week. Snap is up. Cleather puts it through. Gets the Falcons on the board for the first time today with just 23 seconds remaining. They're down 21-3.
That was a lot of BG cheers. For a second, I thought that it was a miss, but I'm like, okay, 1, Cleather made 4 for 4 last week. 2, I mean, he didn't miss anything inside of 50 yards. And 3, BG just travels well.
They do. There are a lot of Falcon fans making the drive down to Nippert Stadium. It's one of those historic stadiums. I feel like most people, if you're a big college football fan, should see a game in Nippert Stadium.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you talk about the renovations that have been made over the years, you know, adding seats. This press box is large and beautiful. They make, you know, renovations throughout the stadium, not just when it comes to seats, just other amenities throughout. You got on-field suites. There's a lot of stuff to like about Nippert, and it's been one of the historic cradles of college football for well over 100 years.
Just 23 seconds remaining as the Falcons will line up to kick off. Chase, the Bearcats still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Do you try to throw the ball downfield and get in field goal range, or do you just take the knee and send it to halftime?
I think they're going to take the need and send it to halftime, but with the need and want for a big play, I mean, if they get a touchback and they see something that they like with those 3 timeouts, why not?
A short kick. Fair caught at about the 27-yard line.
I mean, they could do something right here if they wanted. It's just a question of how bad do you want it? Because, again, Cincinnati starts out with the ball in the second half. So, I mean, looking at the personnel, they're just going to kneel this one down.
Yeah, lining up to kneel it down. They will let those 3 timeouts go to waste. Sorsby takes the snap and puts his knee onto the grass. Again, some extracurriculars after the play, but the clock will tick down. And that will send us to halftime. The Cincinnati Bearcats leading the Bowling Green Falcons 21-0 here in the home opener in Nippert Stadium. A productive offensive half after struggles last week. Bearcats have to be happy with their first half performance, Chase.
Of course. I mean, especially throwing the football. They threw for nearly 200 yards in that first half. They got their new receivers involved, and, you know, spreading the love around is the big thing. And, you know, a lot of guys have been able to have some big plays. I mean, Jeff Caldwell had a gain of 29 on the one-handed catch. Cyrus Allen with 44 yards on that first touchdown. Joe Royer having the biggest play of them all from 73 yards out. Big play Bearcats theme of today on offense.
We'll take a break here during halftime, but don't go anywhere yet. Still a full half of football left to be played between the Falcons and the Bearcats. Halftime on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Welcome back to historic Nippert Stadium as the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Bowling Green State Falcons are coming back from halftime. The Bearcats are up 21-3. I'm Chase Johnson, alongside me, Justin Dedrick. The Bearcats, they only had 69 passing yards against Nebraska about 9 days ago. Check it to now. Sorsby, 189 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in the first half. Justin, what did you like from him?
I like that they're giving the receivers a chance to make plays. They're going downfield to guys like Cyrus Allen, who had that long touchdown in the first quarter, and Jeff Caldwell. They've given him a couple opportunities. He made that incredible catch on the sideline one hand. Again, going downfield, giving these guys opportunities. That just helps your pass game. When you have a ton of talented receivers around you, you need to give them opportunities to make plays. And so far today, they have gone out there and made those plays.
And leading the way for Cincinnati, like you mentioned, Jeff Caldwell, 4 catches for 70 yards, and that touchdown where he reached over the goal line. The Lindenwood transfer last year had 1,000 yards receiving. At one point, he grew 8 inches from high school to college, which is just unprecedented. And then Cyrus Allen had a stint at Texas A&M last year, And again, 2 touchdowns for him. But even the guy who was the mainstay last year, and Joe Royer, who broke the tight end receptions record with 50 catches last year, having that 1 catch for 73 yards down the field, Justin.
Yeah, Royer just broke open over the middle. A great throw in stride by Sorsby, and he used that speed, that big rumbling Joe Royer speed down the field. He was barely caught, too. He was fighting off the Falcon defenders, had a chance to take it all the way. But a 73-yard play to set you up close to the end zone by Royer. I wish they would target him a little bit more. That's his only target of the day, and he made the most out of it, 73 yards. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved in the short game. Again, that's setting that tight end receptions record. You need to get him more involved. Only 3 catches last game, 1 today. I want to see him as a more focal point.
The defense has been moved on a little bit, but they have not broken, only given up 3 points, and they gave up those 3 points right at the buzzer in the first half.
Yeah, bending, not breaking, like you said. They've held well. The Falcons tried a 54-yarder. They didn't connect on it. Drew Pine has been efficient, 14 of 20, but only 94 passing yards. They haven't had those big plays. The ones that they had led them down to get that field goal. A couple good plays by their running backs, Roberts and Porter, but they just need to hit on that home run. They need one 20, 30-yard pass, build some confidence in Pine and those receivers, and try to move it downfield.
Is there an offensive player that we need to look out for, or who needs to step up for the Falcons in the second half?
I wouldn't say step up for me, because R.J. Garcia has been the guy that stepped up so far, but I would look at him to be one of those big play guys, potentially make that play. But I think you could also look at a guy in Cameron Petaway who started out the game with a lot of carries, but we did not see him much at all in that second quarter.
Again, the running back situation, a mystery. They use a handful of guys, and Petaway leading the way with 10 carries for 66 yards. And we saw Roberts with 4 carries for 28 yards and had a big catch of 25 yards. The teams are back on the field, and kicking this one away is Zach Long, the graduate student. And he'll send this one deep as we get the second half underway. And getting the return are the Bearcats. A lot of space right there, and tackled down right across the 20. That was Matthew McDoom on the return. They have been playing corner and out here taking kicks with Logan Wilson out.
I mean, a talented player. He can do it all. Fast, good size. You've got a good transfer coming in from Coastal Carolina. You're going to use him wherever you can.
So Sorsby leads the Cats out onto the field for the first time in the second half. 215 yards of offense, 189 through the air, and only 26 on the ground on 11 attempts. But Bearcats getting it done through here. In the pistol look, a running back to the backfield. Here is the play fake for Sorsby. He throws it wide open. Joe Royer's got it. He's crossing the 50-yard line and bulldozes his way up to the 45-yard line for the first down. Cincinnati starting off hot.
And there's the guy I was talking about, Joe Royer. Get him more involved. He's such a prolific player. All Big 12 first team last year, and he's making some plays today.
Got 2 receivers to the right and 1 down to the left and a wing on the right. Here's Sorsby, play fake, gets it out quick, and it's caught by Caleb Goody Sr. Caleb Goody's got a lot of space, stops it around the 25-yard line, trying to inch his way close to the red zone, and the push gets him out of the 22-yard line. The Bearcats offense is covering a lot of ground to start the second half.
That was a great recognition by Sorsby. It was just a quick little curl route. Jalen McClendon, the corner, was playing so far off. You have time to get it to the outside to Goody and let him work in space.
Bearcats are moving really quick. The empty set, there's 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left of Sorsby. It's 1st down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Orbit motion from Cyrus Allen. The play fake pumping. It throws it out and way over the head of Cyrus Allen. Incomplete. Bounces over on the sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good decision to throw that one away. If you're trying to look to throw the orbit that late in the play, it's going to be picked off. You need to toss that one out of bounds. So good decision by Brendan Sorsby.
Here, Patrick Gerd checks in for Joe Royer. He's the wing on the right side. There's 2 receivers to the right of Sorsby, 1 down the left in Caldwell. Walker's directly behind Sorsby in the pistol. Gets the snap, hands it off. Walker trying to bounce his way up, but he is met by a host of Falcons, only getting right around 1 on the play.
I mean, a big running back, 218 pounds, keeps those legs churning, but it's just hard to move a pile of Falcons when you get met that hard by the defensive line.
That was Evan Branch Haynes, the 6'2", 290-pound senior on that tackle. So they give him 2 on that. It'll be 3rd down and 8. So trips to the right. Sorsby's now empty in the backfield. Walker, the split receiver to the left, and Royer, the tight end to the left. Sorsby on the drop back, 3-step drop. He's looking around, buying time, rolls out to his right, trying to look for something, trying to call for the comeback, throws it into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Knocked away right there. That was Keon Washington, the redshirt freshman with the play.
Yeah, getting that far outside of the pocket, trying to direct Caldwell to come back to the football. Made an effort there on the sideline in the end zone, but again, just good play on the defense, knocking it away.
And you would assume with, a quarterback with a new receiver, some of these things when it comes to, scrambling and trying to extend that play, some of those communication errors could happen as it's early on in the season.
You need to work out those kinks, get a rapport with your receiver quarterback, and that'll come with time and practice and with the season. But right now, 2nd game, they need to work that out.
From 40 yards out, it's Rusnak and puts it right through the uprights. It's good. Cincinnati extends its lead 24-3 over the Falcons. 12:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A quick 2-minute and 2-second drive for the Bearcats. They're up 3 scores, and we're going to take a break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Don't go anywhere. We are back here at historic Nippert Stadium. The Bearcats just kicked a field goal from 40 yards out to extend their lead 24-3 over the BG Falcons. Aggressive offense, quick tempo. That was the name of the game for Cincinnati on that previous drive.
Yeah, I mean, those quick throws, comeback route to Goody, Royer up the seam. They're just picking apart the Bowling Green defense because they're playing off coverage. You give that much space, it gives the receivers and the quarterback time to read and react, and that's what Brendan Sorsby was doing. We'll see what the Falcons have in store if they try to match the tempo or play their own game. They need to get some type of points on the board, trailing by 21.
Your Sorsby is 11 of 17 for 243, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And on the flip side, with BG about to come on the field, Pine 14 for 20, 94 yards. The kick from Rusnak is sent away, and Cam Petaway will field this one at about the 4-yard line. Looking for his blockers, a hole up the middle. He tries to break it on the outside of the 30, they'll get to the 40-yard line, and now Rusnak was able to run him out of bounds, and great field position for the Falcons.
I mean, Petaway, so good on the return. He had that kick return touchdown last week, a lot of breakaway speed. I love the effort by Rusnak, though, to stay in there, lower the shoulder, make the tackle. Sometimes you see kickers shying away, but not Stephen Rusnak.
Here, Eddie George talked about the special forces, the 4-core special forces. Make it count for more. It's selflessness, and you got to be a dog to play special teams. So at the 40-yard line, it's 1st down and 10. There's 3 receivers to the right. Make that 4. Here's the handoff to Roberts. Roberts trying to bounce his way around the right side, and Christian Harrison denying him of anything, and a tackle for loss. I'll bring up 2nd and 11.
I mean, Roberts has the speed to take that to the outside, but it's great coverage by the Bearcats to just stay home, follow your man, don't do anything fancy, and Harrison broke through the block and got to Roberts, took him down.
Here, 2 tight ends to the right and 2 receivers split out to the left. It's 2nd down and 11 at the 39-yard line. In the gun is Pine. Sent out motion for Roberts. He throws it, finds the quick zone, and it's caught by Garcia, trying to work his way around and gets near the St. Paul logo. Make that the 47-yard line, picking up 8.
Yeah, Bearcats drop back into a simple zone coverage. Garcia found the space, quick stop, pop, get it to him, couple yards, good play by Pine.
The Falcons find themselves in an early second half 3rd down scenario as the crowd gets a little bit louder here. Pine is empty in the backfield. 4 receivers out, a tight end on the left. Snap. Here's Pine looking around, loses his balance. He still stays up, trying to get around. He's got a lot of space, gets out across the 50-yard line, steps out the 48-yard line. And BG will move the sticks for the 1st down on the legs of Drew Pine.
I mean, that was great coverage by the Bearcats. No one was open. Pine had to scramble, make a play with his legs, and just found the space for the 1st down yardage. But again, great coverage. It's good signs for that Bearcats defense.
The turf monster almost got Pine on that one, but able to stay up on his feet and extend this drive. They're on the plus side of the field. It's 1st down and 10. 2 receivers to the right of Pine, a receiver to the left, and a wing in Jiron Johnson. Sends a man in motion. It's Reese Stocksdale. Here's the counter give. Petaway with it, bounces off a guy and gets roughly 3 yards on the play up to the 45.
Good to see Petaway back out there on the field. Again, like we said, not much of him in the 2nd quarter. He had played a lot, the bulk of those carries in the 1st quarter. Had some breakaway speed. He's having a good game, over 66 yards now for him. Maybe they will lean on him a little bit more.
Here Roberts checks in for Petaway. 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Roberts in the game. Free blitz from Golday. Gets it out quickly, and it's caught by Roberts trying to get across to the 40-yard line. Meets it right at the line, and Pine was able to just get it out in the nick of time right before Jake Golday caused havoc.
Quick recognition. You have to make a decision when Jake Golday's bearing down. If you get caught in that indecision, you could fumble, you could take the sack. Good decision by Pine, again, an experienced player. He knows what it's like to face pressure, got it out.
Here a personnel change with 3rd down and 1 from the 39-yard line. Here the running back in the game for Bowling Green is Porter. 2 carries for 4 yards thus far. Pistol gives it off. Porter moves his way forward for the 1st down. There is Laundry on the field. And it looks as though they're going to get an offsides on Cincinnati. Seems to be the call from the line judge near the Cincinnati sideline. So Bowling Green extending their drive. They're at the 34 of the Bearcats. We've got 9:25 and counting to go here in this third quarter of play. Porter still in the game. Two receivers to the left, a receiver far to the right's Garcia, and a wing in Jiren Johnson. Porter, the right hip, orbit motion from Middleton. Looking for something, gets an inline screen. It's caught by Johnson, and Johnson gets tackled down low, flips over across the 30-yard line to the 29, picking up 5.
It's a creative play call. They're designed a little screen for your big tight end, Jiren Johnson. Try to get him in space. Only gained a few, but again, you just try to get your playmakers in open space, get them the football, and see what they can do.
They've loved to use that more of kind of an inline screen, a delayed screen at that rate tonight. A quad set to the left, one receiver down to the right. Pine is empty in the gun. Here a screen pass with a lot of blockers. It's caught. It's Porter getting across the 25. Gets the first down up to the 20. Bit of a Star Wars formation right there and follows his blocks to the red zone.
Yeah, you can set up a play like that where you have 4 willing blockers in front of a fast running back. You're bound to pick up some yards. Porter has been used a lot in a receiving role today out of the backfield as that running back.
It'll be first down and 10 at the 20. Amatry in the game. Here a fullback to the right of Pine. A tight end in, 2 receivers down to the right. Amatry with the give, and he is met in the backfield by a host of Cats. There were so many, a pack of Cats right there, and they just made that play, losing a yard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to run on this Bearcats front. They're so big, a lot of athletes, a lot of size. And a guy like Amatry, he's not small, 5'10", 195, but you can't run those guys over.
It'll be second down and 11. Only 11 on the play clock. BG has to get their things going. They got a trips down to the right. Jiren Johnson, the tight end, to the left. Play clock down to 5. Roberts at the left side, motioning a man down. Trying to get the play off. And they're going to say it happen. And here's the throw, and it's caught by Roberts, trying to get his way through across the 15-yard line up to the the 13-yard line. It'll be third down and short. It almost looked like they did not get that play off with the play clock going down to 0.
Yeah, I mean, there could be some delay, too, on the scoreboard. We don't exactly know. But, I mean, a good play to get there to Roberts. He avoided the linebacker, Jonathan Thompson, gaining a couple extra yards on the play, setting up Bowling Green well.
Pine up to 130 yards passing. It's third down and 3 at the 13-yard line. Receivers split on both sides. 2 tight ends to the right. Here's Pine dropping back, looking for something, but the play is going to be blown dead. A penalty marker is on the field, and it looks like they're going to get a false start on Bowling Green.
Just mistake penalties like that you need to avoid. You've set up in a nice 3rd and 3 in the red zone, and a penalty like that will just kick you out. Now you're backed up to a 3rd and 8. You need a much tougher play to convert. You just need to avoid those.
Your 3rd and short turns into 3rd and a little bit longer. The Falcons trying to get the play call in. Amatry back in the game. He's on the right hip of Pine. There's 2 receivers out to the right, a tight end to the left, and a receiver out to the left, and Garcia flipping the sides of Amatry. Drop back for Pine, looking for something. The mesh concept, it's caught by Reese Stocksdale, the former Buckeye. He's going to be just a couple yards shy of the first down marker. Gets up to the 12, picks up 6. It's 4th and 2.
You know, Chase, I know you're a fellow enjoyer of the mesh concept. Drew Pine was looking at that wheel to the end zone, settled for Stocksdale short. Ended up working out for him, but you know that's where Pine wanted to go with the football, try to take a shot.
The mesh rail concept, one of the oldest staples in the book. It's 4th down and 2, and Bowling Green's going to go for it. They really have no choice at this point. The I formation. Tight ends down, one receiver out to the right. They give it to the fullback, trying to make a way, and he's going to be short. Cincinnati with the big defensive stop led by Jake Golday and the big men up front. And the Bearcats will take over.
I mean, what a defensive stop by the Bearcats. I was not expecting them to go to the fullback there. An interesting call by Eddie George, trying to put the big body to push forward for those 2 yards, but the Bearcats defense holds strong and stops them.
And it looked like they had some success throwing the football a little bit on those screens and trying to find some more soft spots in the zone. Interesting to go for the run from 2 yards out.
I am really surprised. I would have thought they would have tried to pass, another kind of crossing concept like they did with the mesh, just scheme somebody open, maybe set one of those legal, illegal picks, try to get a receiver open, but no, opt to go for the fullback dive, and it's just not a working play. The Bearcats, they're going to take over.
So BG had back-to-back drives into the red zone, only came away with 3 points on those 2 opportunities. We're going to take a break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Sorsby and the boys will be back here when we're back from this break. We're back here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Bowling Green has left a lot of points out there on the field, and we're confused as to why.
Yeah, they've gone for it. That time they've gone for it. They could have gotten the field goal attempt there and maybe put 3 more up on the board, just shorten the lead a little bit. They've played so conservative, and that's just not how you can come back from a deficit in a football game, especially against a very good team like the Bearcats at home in their home opener. They have the crowd behind them. You can't play conservative. You need to demoralize them and make those plays, and too conservative football has left them in a hole.
A lot of space for Evan Pryor. He's tripped up, almost hit the home run right there. I know it's football, but the baseball reference still prevalent, but Evan Pryor able to get that run right there, 13 yards, picking up a first down.
No, I mean, the baseball reference works for Evan Pryor because just like off the bat, Pryor is a burst of speed, and if he finds that open space, he can soar to the outfield or the end zone.
They give it to Pryor once again on around the right side. He's got a lot of space trying to make a man miss, and the ball is out. The ball is out, and BG is saying that they have it. We'll see what the call is on the field. This would be a major break for the Falcons. And the Falcons recovered it. Wow. The late punch out before Pryor hit the ground. And it looks like Eric George is the one who's getting the celebration on the sideline from his entire teammates. Punch the ball out.
I mean, that's the break that they needed. A turnover, forcing the Bearcats offense to give the ball back to them. Now you have an opportunity. You're set up pretty well inside the 35-yard line. Again, we've seen them get to this spot before. What can they do with it?
Easily the best field position they've had all day of any team today, but so BG's going to have it at the Cincinnati 34-yard line. There's 4:50 to go here in the third quarter. Two receivers to the right, one out wide to the left. A motion from Middleton across. Turns into an orbit. Here's the counter. It's Pettaway. Lots of space. Pettaway's tackled by Jake Golday after getting 2 yards.
Yeah, Pettaway just trying to get to the outside there, but Golday, such a rangy linebacker. You see him just moving side to side, filling the gap, finding the space. Meets Pettaway, and he's not a guy you're going to run over.
Here's substitution packages from the Falcons as well as the Bearcats. Looks like Simeon Coleman checking in for Jonathan Thompson. Here, trips to the left, one receiver down to the right, and Finn Hogan. Pettaway to the left of Pine. Pine in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch, looking for something, and looking down the sideline. It's caught by Jiron Johnson, and Johnson with the convoy, and he scores. Touchdown, Falcons. What a play call. Cooked up from Bowling Green.
Yeah, Johnson just got past the first level there for the Bearcats, sat on the sideline, waited for Pine to find him, and the Bearcats safety way in the end zone had his back turned, getting blocked the whole time. Johnson just had an easy walk into the end zone, and the Falcons find pay dirt for the first time today.
He had options galore on that one as Middleton was running wide open across the middle on a post route, but able to find Johnson, who just kind of skipped to the end zone at that rate. So now kicking this extra point, Jackson Cleather. Snap, hold, kick down. It's up and good. The Falcons with new life. It's 24-10. They score 2 plays after recovering a fumble with 4:03 to go here in the third quarter. It's a new game, Justin.
Yeah, those turnovers can energize a team, and it looks like that's exactly what happened with the Falcons. You forced the fumble, 2 plays, touchdown. That offense had some life breathed into it.
We're going to take a break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Can the Bearcats put some points on the board, or is Bowling Green's momentum going to continue? We'll see. We are back here at historic Nippert Stadium. Bowling Green just scored a touchdown 2 plays after a fumble from Evan Pryor. And the run game has been an issue today. 14 carries for 50 yards as a team. Evan Pryor having a 13-yard run the play before he coughed up the football. And it just hasn't been able to find some sort of success on the ground, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, last week, this Bearcats team ran for 202 yards on the ground. Like you said, today, just 50, and now the fumble, too. It's going to make it hard to turn to the run game when you're not sure if you can trust your running backs to keep the football and not put it on the ground. I'd like to see more of Tawi Walker. 4 carries, 9 yards today. Where has he been? He needs to get the football. He's a big, hard-nosed running back with a lot of experience in the Big Ten. At Wisconsin, over 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's a guy who can do good things with the football in his hands. I'd like to see him get some carries, maybe try to work it to him.
We'll see how the Bearcats respond after a short drive that, again, they were able to get the 4th down stop where it looked like everything was so good. This game's a bit different now, and kicking things off is going to be Zach Long. Back deep to return at the goal line is Matthew McDoom. It's sent away. He's going to call for the touchback. It bounces out of the back of the end zone. So the Bearcats, they're going to look for a response. Like you mentioned, it's pretty much an inverse of the numbers from last week. 50 rushing yards. They had 69 passing yards last week, but then they had 200 rushing yards against Nebraska, but then they had 243 yards so far through the 3rd quarter in passing.
Yeah, I mean, different focuses of the game, I guess. Scott Satterfield wanted to improve his passing game, so he must have made that a focus in practice in the film room this week and in the game plan. But now, when you have the lead and you just want to run some time down, that's why you need to turn to the run game. So maybe now Tyree Walker back in the game, they can get it going and be a little bit more of a focal point.
2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Walker gets the carry. Walker's got space. Walker trying to get through. He's chopped low and gets roughly 9 yards on the play. Here's your Tyree Walker right there.
Yeah, it's a good move. I mean, great vision there. Recognized this space, cut outside, found the hole, picks up 9.
Here, Bearcats moving with tempo. They give it right back to Walker. Same exact play. He's met at the line of scrimmage, able to absorb contact and get across the 35 to the 36 for the 1st down.
Yeah, met at the line of scrimmage, but that doesn't matter. The Tyree Walker ran over the linebacker, Dorian Pringle, and got the 1st down yardage.
He laid the boom on that one, I'll tell you. You're moving the sticks for a 1st down. Joe Royer's on the right hip of Sorsby, and right behind him's Walker. They keep him in. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They give it off to Walker. Walker's met in the backfield. He's thrown forward, actually, by the Falcons defender right there. Making a play on that one was David Afogo. Gains none on the play. So a substitution here from the Bearcats. 2 running backs in the game now on both sides of Sorsby. It's Manny Covey and Evan Pryor. Talking about home run hitters, that is. On the outside, there's 2 receivers to the right and 1 down to left, and Jeff Caldwell, the leading receiver for the Bearcats. There's 2:43 to go here. It's a play fake, looking for something. Sorsby is going to take the long ball for Caldwell. He's got him, and it's caught. Jeff Caldwell down to the 25-yard line, and the big play Bearcats strike again. Caldwell over 100 yards tonight.
It's great to see Jeff Caldwell get involved, man. You have that big body receiver, 6'5", 215 pounds, getting him downfield, opportunity to make plays. You're not going to outmuscle Jeff Caldwell in that opportunity there. You have to play that better, cut him off. Sorsby recognized that.
Cats move quick. It's Pryor with the carry. Actually, it's Sorsby. He looked out there. Sorsby busts through the middle inside the 10. He had everybody faked out and just took the red carpet into the red zone. 1st and goal for the Cats.
And he had me faked out. I didn't know he had the football. I thought Evan Pryor was taking it up the middle.
Did too.
Chase, that's only the 4th carry of the day for Brendan Sorsby.
The stats will mention play coming up here. 2 receivers down to the left. It's Cyrus Allen and Jeff Caldwell. 1 to the right. The motion out to the left is Pryor. Sorsby, carry, trying to get through, and the Falcons converge low at him. He gains only 2 on the play. The stat that we were talking about, when Sorsby carries the ball less than 10 times, 5 and 3 in those games. When he carries the ball more than 10 times, 0 and 5 so far. Only 4 carries. Had a big one right there, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not feeling the need to scramble, which I think is the biggest thing. He's not feeling pressure. He's not antsy in the pocket. He has time. He has the opportunity to throw down the field and make his receivers, gives them gifts down the field. I mean, perfect place balls.
Substitution, late one from the Bearcats. The Falcons throwing out in the flat. It's caught by Tyree Walker. Tried to break out of one right there, and MJ Cannon Jr. said, not today. Open field tackle and losing one on the play.
Yeah, MJ Cannon kind of in that hybrid nickel kind of star role, the same as the Bearcats have with a guy like Jaquan Sanks. A faster guy, a little bit bigger, highly productive Illinois State transfer.
3rd down and goal from the 9. Trips to the right, 1 down to the left. Walker on the left hip looking. It's Sorsby, a lot of room. He steps up, and Sorsby will take it in for the touchdown right up the middle. Sorsby scores from 9 yards out, and the Bearcats break 30 points on the scoreboard.
I mean, it's just a pretty simple QB draw. Sorsby drops back. The hole opens up in the middle. He accelerates through, absorbs some contact, and gets in. Sorsby, a big guy. We've seen him absorb those hits before. He's not afraid. Of course, as a runner, he does that a lot. And picking up some yards on the ground after that big play on through the air to Caldwell.
Sorsby's 4th total touchdown of the day, 1st on the ground, 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. It's up and good on the point after attempt by Steven Rusnak with 24 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 31-10. Cincinnati responds after a BG score. 3-score game. What do the Falcons have next on this one? We'll find out here on Bearcat Sports Radio. We are back here at historic Nippert Stadium. The Bearcats are able to cap off an 8-play, 75-yard touchdown drive in 3 minutes and 39 seconds by quarterback Brendan Sorsby, scoring from 9 yards out on his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. So 31-10 is your score. How does BG respond?
I think you need to go back to what worked on that last drive, which is only a 2-play drive, but it worked. You let Drew Pine air the ball out, throw a little bit, and he's found a rhythm. 21-27, 167 yards through the air, and a touchdown, that last one, to Jiron Johnson. Give your experienced quarterback an opportunity.
Here, Rusnak, he kicks it out of bounds, so that'll be a flag, and Bowling Green will have better field position right now. So the kick out of bounds will move this thing up to the 35-yard line. And like you mentioned, it was only a 2-play drive. They still found some more success. One of the first shots that they took down the field on that fake screen, able to find Jiron Johnson for the touchdown as he leads the way with 5 catches for 55 yards. There's 24 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. A trip set to the right, a tight end to the left, and Johnson. Pines in the gun. Sends Amatry out. It's an empty backfield. Amatry out wide to the left. Pine on the drop back. 3-step drop. Looking around, he throws over the middle. It's caught. What a pass. Out, it's caught by Finn Hogan down to the 41-yard line of Cincinnati. Just like that, chunk change.
First time we've called Finn Hogan's name today. Only 2 catches last week against Lafayette, 20 yards. He made 6 starts last season. He's been around the MAC conference as well, a member of Central Michigan back in 2022.
So Finn Hogan loves himself some action. We do too. We're 3 quarters through here from Cincinnati. It's 31-10. On one play right there, BG was able to get 24 yards on that play to Finn Hogan. So we're going to go away for a moment, take a break. The start of the 4th quarter coming up here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Back at historic Nippert Stadium, and some historic tunes are coming through the airwaves. Getting the joint jumping here in Clifton. Bearcats are up 31-10. Bowling Green is on the plus side of the field, though, at the 42-yard line. So Finn Hogan able to get 23 yards on the first play of their drive. Drew Pine, ever since the first couple drives, that first quarter, he's done a really good job, though, throwing for 190 yards and a touchdown, completing 79% of his passes.
Yeah, he's using that experience that he has to his advantage, reading defenses. He's starting to find a groove. I think he's finally understanding this Bearcats defense, and I think Coach Eddie George as well is finally understanding you can trust Drew Pine. He can make those. He can make reads, and he's been slicing and dicing.
Your Pine with the infinity stones of schools he's attended. Fourth school for Drew Pine. Play action for Pine. Looking for something, steps up in the pocket, and he is brought down. His offensive lineman's trying to carry him up, but he is sacked down at the 49-yard line, losing 7 on the play. That was a loss of 6 right there. Pine was trying to give off his best Michael Vick impersonation of trying to get out of the pocket and everything else, but just was not able to do so.
No, I mean, he was swarmed back there. He made a couple dodges, but sometimes you just can't escape.
Here, Pine, throw high. It's caught. Finn Hogan. Across the 40, it's up to the 37-yard line. Gets back to third and manageable.
I mean, you had to put that one really high to get it over Christian Harrison, or else he was going to take that back for 6.
Picked up 11 on that play. Substitutions from the Falcons. It's 3rd down and 5 from the 37-yard line. We're just about 80 seconds into the 4th quarter of play. 2 tight ends to the right. A running back to the right as well. Receivers split out on both sides. Pine looking for the play call. There's 6 on the play clock, looking for something in here. Porter on the right hip. Play clock down to 1. Gets the snap. Hands it off. Porter trying to dance his way through, and he's met by a bunch of cats at the line of scrimmage and gets up to the 34-yard line. A couple yards short. It's 4th down. We know what time this is.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go for it. The offense is going to stay on the field. I'm willing to bet they probably won't go with the fullback dive this time around. Try something a little bit different. See
you
what
wouldn't think. You wouldn't think at this rate.
Well, you know the most surprising thing they could do right now? Catch the Bearcats defense off guard? The fullback dive.
Well, they're in the I formation with 2 tight ends down. Motioning a man down is Jiren Johnson. Play action fake. Pine rolls to his right. He's got nobody. He throws it up top, and it's incomplete. But a flag is thrown. They'll get the pass interference call, and Bowling Green lives to fight another day.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. Sanks was all over that Bowling Green tight end. No room to operate, no space.
Bit of a veteran move right there. The Cincinnati sidelines, Coach Scott Satterfield trying to say that ball was uncatchable, but Pine able to throw it a little bit high, and his receiver going up to try to make the play. They get Jaquan Sanks for the pass interference. Be 1st down and 10 at the 23 of Cincinnati for the Falcons. 12:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. 2 tight ends to the left, a wing being one of them, and 2 receivers down to the left, Reese Stocksdale and R.J. Garcia. The shift over from the tight ends to the right. Roberts motioned out to the left. Here's Pine, drop back, looking. Pine over the middle. It's caught by Jiren Johnson inside the 5-yard line and down to the 2, and a nice throw from the veteran Pine.
Yeah, late read over the middle. Johnson broke free, got it out in stride. Give your big fella a chance to go up there and make the play. 2 strong hands on the ball and came down with it.
Taking a page out of Harold Fannon's book at that rate. Jiren Johnson has been playing really well. Johnson, 6 catches for 75 yards in that touchdown. They're in the I formation with an extra tight end lined up behind the guard. Handoff, Petaway trying to get through. He tried to muscle his way back and looked like he might have lost a yard right there. The Hungry Cats able to feast.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked so much about this Bearcats defensive front. It is so hard to run up the middle on this team, and now when you're in that close situation on the goal line, you think you can just punch it up the middle. You're so tempted to do it, but you're also so turned off because of that defensive line. It really makes for some tough decisions. Maybe we could see another play action. We've seen a couple of those go to the screens. Eddie George surely has something creative cooked up here.
Here, the same formation in the eye with a wing to the left. Gives it off. Porter trying to find his way through and does not get to the end zone. He gets about a half-yard back in between the 1 and the 2-yard line. Cincinnati's defensive line holding strong thus far. 2 more plays possibly at this rate.
Yeah, you know this is 4-down territory here. Just what are you going to cook up here? Maybe try to go back to Jyron Johnson, your big tight end. He's seen some success. He is going to split out wide.
So Johnson out wide to the right. 2 tight ends down. He's motioning. Here's the I formation. Porter, the running back. They run it once again. Porter gets across for the touchdown. The power I and the power up of the Falcons offense. They're alive and down 2 scores.
It's so hard to stop a team that many times when they're running up the middle. I mean, you're eventually going to get worn down. You're going to feel those hits, those blocks. Porter eventually just finds the seam, finds a little crevice he can sneak through for the end zone. Bowling Green not going away just yet.
The Falcons with that 8-play, 65-yard drive that lasted 4 minutes and 49 seconds, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Porter. So Cleather will be the one to set up for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick is up and through. It's 31-17 with 10:35 to go here in the game. Justin, what has really energized from Bowling Green in the second half?
I mean, really, I think it all starts at that turnover, that fumble from Evan Pryor. They had that big play touchdown. The Bearcats went back down and answered, but Bowling Green didn't let them affect them. They got that good starting field position from the out-of-bounds kickoff. Drew Pine, he's just been surgical. Only 6 incompletions still at this point in the game. He's finding his marks. He's hitting them. But I do really think you go back, it starts at that turnover. They just got energy. They've made some big plays since. And they are not going down without a fight.
They are not. And here's the thing, Justin. We mentioned earlier on in this game, Bowling Green was able to have a drive that got into Cincinnati territory, and Cleather missed a 54-yard field goal. Last week he did hit from 56, which is very impressive. Those are tough kicks from 50 out from college athletes. But again, missed the chance at going from a 3-0 lead. And then they had a drive where they went down to the 1-yard line, had a penalty, and then they had to settle for 3 right before the half. And then right before the fumble here in the third quarter that they recovered, they went for it on 4th and 2 with the fullback dive. They were missing out on a potential, let's call it 6 to 10 points right there, and this is a completely different ballgame if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, missing out on those points. I think that they feel like they are still in this game. They feel like there's still a chance. The Bearcats, this drive needs to be the one where they start to get rid of that feeling. Like, hey, guys, you're not still in this. We're still here. A big score here, take some time off the clock, and I think the Bearcats can do everything they can to try to ice it. If not, if you go 3 and out, you give the ball back to the Falcons, you're starting to bite your nails if you're a Bearcats fan.
And to quote one of the legendary Cincinnati broadcasting duos with the Bengals, Dan Horde, Dave Lapham, coffin nails. Bam, bam, bam. That's what the Bearcats need right now, that offensive drive. I mean, look at it, 368 total yards. They have 280 yards through the air, now up to 88 yards on the ground. Sorsby's now the leading rusher for this team, and he scored that touchdown on the last time out for Cincinnati. I mean, you're looking at it, do they try to attack more downfield, or do they play that 4-minute style of offense and just try to work that clock? I mean, it seems like the answer is pretty simple, but what's going on?
These are the tough decisions you have to make as a coach and as a team. Again, what's been working for them have been those more conservative plays, but recently Pine has started to find his groove. I mean, he found Jyron Johnson for a couple big plays. I think you have to look to pass the ball. I think that's obvious here. Your run game hasn't worked a ton. When it has, it's been earlier in the game. You don't have the luxury of clock anymore. You don't have that time. You have 10 minutes left in the football game. You're down 14 points. But like you said, you're deciding, do I go for the home run hitters or do I take a little bit more time off? But maybe you have a little bit more assurance and safety in that approach.
Zach Long's going to kick this one away to Matthew McDoom. Actually, he's going to try to kick it, and he kicks it out of bounds. So a penalty marker will be down on the field. It looked like they were trying to catch Cincinnati with the act of surprise. And no surprise, you kick it out of bounds, there's a penalty.
You're just setting up the Bearcats in a good spot. Great field position at the 40-yard line. Not exactly sure what the idea was on that kickoff there.
It was actually funny. Before these two teams went out on the field, they were on opposite sides. Kind of forgot which way they were going after this long day it's been. Flipping sides and kicking it out of bounds. So now Cincinnati will start it at their own 35-yard line. So two receivers to the right, one to the left, a wing to the right, and Joe Royer running back behind Sorsby. Motion across, they give it to Chance Williams. Actually, it's a play-action pass. Sorsby out to his right, throws long, and it's caught across the 50-yard line. That's Caleb Goody. Plus side of the field. That's a 16-yard gain, a first down for the Bearcats.
Haven't heard Goody's name called in a while. Only 2 catches for 24 yards before that one. Just found the open space. Sorsby rolled out, hit him on the sideline. Great pass and catch.
Cats working with tempo. Just about 10 minutes ago here in the game. Sorsby throws it. It's caught quick. A nice play, getting the first down, spinning out of one, getting up to the 30-yard line, and it takes a couple Falcons to get Noah Jennings down. The transfer from Charleston Southern, making his first play of the game.
And Jennings is a talented receiver, right? He has the ability. They gave him a shot earlier in the end zone, that back fade where he almost made the play. Now you give him a little short one, let him work with the football in his hands, and he shows off the moves.
So 2 tight ends in the game. They pose as wings. Former Ohio State tight ends Patrick Gerd and Joe Royer. Chance Williams in the pistol right behind Brendan Sorsby. 2 receivers out on opposite sides. Chance Williams will take it. Stumbles a little bit. Tackled by Gideon ESPN Lampron. So Williams picks up 3 on the play. Gets to the 28-yard line of the Falcons. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We're approaching 9 minutes to go here in the game. Same formation, and now Williams at the right hip of Sorsby. Here's the clap, the snap. Play fake, pumps, throws, caught. Goody across the 20, up to the 20, and gets the first down.
Now Goody's starting to find a little rhythm, just getting open, those quick cuts, those quick breaks. Sorsby finding him, trusting him to make those plays as well.
Here, Goody, close to 50 yards on the afternoon on 4 catches. Trips to the right, 1 to the left, and Goody. Williams, the right hip of Sorsby. Clap snap gives it off. Williams, left side, and he is bulldozed. On the far side right there, that was David Afogo. Absolutely blew him up, and Chance Williams didn't even see it.
No, I mean, what a hit. Lower the shoulder on Williams. Williams isn't the biggest guy either. Only 5'7". He's going to feel those hits.
Cats going quick. Play fake, looking, throws far side. It's Jennings. One-on-one. He gets across the 10-yard line up to the 8. And the Bearcats in a goal-to-go situation. The offense is flowing over 400 yards.
Again, finding Jennings, and he makes some moves with his legs. He's a tough guy to bring down. He forced that stiff arm on Cannon.
Double wing set on both sides. Jennings and Goody split wide on opposites. Pistol formation. Gives it to Chance Williams. Bouncing around, trying to make men miss. And the game of twisters won by the Falcons. The tackle being made right there by Darius Lorfils.
Williams not finding a ton of success right now. Maybe you try to look again to that quick game to Goody or Jennings that was working.
And to mention both teams having all 3 timeouts. Approaching 7 minutes to go in the game. Bearcats in the goal-to-go situation. 2nd and goal from the 9. Same formation. Sorsby looking, throwing the fade, and incomplete. A lot of contact right there. And Keon Washington puts the seatbelt on. Caleb Goody strapped up.
Washington's a good player. I mean, coming over from West Virginia, former top 100 cornerback recruit. 6'1", 185, great size for the boundary. Only a redshirt freshman, too. A lot of time.
That's a good frame for a corner right there. I mean, he looks the part. Comes down playing in the MAC. No conference to scoff at. We'll see how his career plays out. Trips to the left. One receiver to the right, Noah Jennings. Sorsby dropping back. It's a quarterback draw. Sorsby spins around. He's tackled at the 5-yard line. Gains about 4. The kicking unit will make its way onto the field. The offense unable to punch it in for 6. And Stephen Rusnak will try to make this thing a 3-score game with a little under 6.5 to go. Be from 23 yards out. Eli Stein, the long snapper. Max Fletcher, the holder. Rusnak, the kicker. Snap, hold, kick is up, and Rusnak puts it through. There is a flag on the field, though. Again, there's been a lot of chippiness between both of these teams, a lot of extracurriculars after the play.
Some extra words being said as well. See what this flag is.
There's a pretty big conference between the officials. It's like 4 of them are huddled around the 12-yard line where the kick happened. And we'll get the call here. Face mask was called on the Bearcats, and offsides on Bowling Green, so the penalty's offset, and we'll replay 4th down.
All right, interesting. See if Rusnak can do it again.
It'll be from the same spot. Again, this game started off with a Cincinnati penalty on the first play, and haven't been many other penalties called after the play. I mean, obviously those weren't after play penalties, but a lot of aggressiveness here. The lefty, Rusnak, snap, hold, kick is up. And once again, it's good and true. So with that, capping off a 10-play, 60-yard drive, Stephen Rusnak connects from 23 yards out. The Bearcats are up 3 scores, 34-17, with 6:12 to go here in the game. We're going to take a quick breather here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Don't go anywhere for the conclusion of the game. We're back here at historic Nippert Stadium. The Bearcats were able to cap off a 10-play, 60-yard drive, 4 minutes and 23 seconds with a 23-yard field goal from the transfer Steven Rusnak, the former Charlotte 49er who was perfect last season. He's perfect in the early portion of this season. So he'll try to tee things up from the 35-yard line. 6:12 to go here in the game. Bearcats 428 yards of offense. BG's found a little bit of their way with 324 yards of total offense and over 100 yards on the ground. Looking at the time of possession, Bowling Green's dominated 32 minutes and 54 seconds compared to Cincinnati's 20 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, they've had long, sustained drives, and it's been their thing the whole time, but now you're trailing, you need points, they have to go a little bit quicker. Pick up that tempo.
Rusnak kicks it out of the end zone for the touchback. And Bowling Green, again down 3 scores, 6:12 to go. It would be a very tough, miraculous comeback for them in this short of a time frame, but I mean, able to put some points on the board and try to close this gap a little bit, this is nothing to scoff at for them.
No, and there's going to be a lot of good things, win or lose, for the Falcons. They can take into the film room, they can be happy with. Listen, this is not an easy place to play, Nippert Stadium, especially for a home opener, and a team that's in the Big 12 Conference. You're in the MAC. You've competed these past few years with bigger programs, Penn State and Texas A&M last year. You're not a pushover anymore, and I think you're always going to smile as hearing that as a Falcon fan.
Pine looking for something. He steps out to his left and gets out of bounds after gaining roughly 3 yards on the play. As we approach 6 minutes to go here in the ball game, it's 34-17. Bearcats on top of the Falcons. Story of the day has been Cincinnati's passing game, of Sorsby throwing for 333 and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 4 total touchdowns for the second-year quarterback in Clifton. Trips to the right, tight end to the left, running back to the left. Here is Pine, throws it out. It's caught by Roberts. Lots of room across the 40-yard line, steps out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 42-yard line, picking up the first down.
Yeah, Roberts with that quick burst of speed. He's a really dynamic back. I mean, they have the opportunity. He's a little small guy, but a lot of power in him. Quick burst.
Quick tempo right here from BG. Pine, 2-step drop. Caught on the outside. It's Middleton. He picks up about 5 on the play. The Falcons offense starting to go quick. Substitutions at a minimum. Flipping the formation, there's a spread look. 2 receivers on both sides. Roberts to the left of Pine. Pine in the gun. He takes the snap. He looks. He throws out in the flat. It's caught by Johnson. Getting across and reaching out with a long 6'5" frame. Getting the first down across the 47-yard line.
Yeah, just these quick out routes. You get out of bounds. You can stop the clock a little bit. You can pick up some yards. Falcons just doing what they need to do. The Bearcats have an opportunity here to make a substitution.
7 new players on the field for Cincinnati.
Yeah, with the up-tempo that the Falcons are running, you're going to get tired. You need those fresh legs out there.
The fresh legs out there. Falcons keep the same personnel out there. Pine in the flat. It's caught by Petaway. Petaway lunging his way forward. Gets about 4 yards up to the 43-yard line. The clock will continue to run as we approach 4 minutes to go. Some substitutions coming in for Bowling Green, and Cincinnati having Xavier Williams check out of the game. The 3 safety look from the Cats. They run that 3-3-5. Trips down to the right, empty backfield for Pine, 2 tight ends to the left. The 3-step drop for Pine. He's going to take the shot down the field for Finn Hogan, and Hogan with the catch. He caught it. Inside the red zone at the 19-yard line, back shoulder fade. And Finn finishing off the play.
Yeah, I mean, a great midair adjustment. Turn to that back shoulder, spun around, brought it in. Hogan's a big-bodied receiver, 6'5" as well, just like Caldwell. Again, it's tough to out-muscle him, and he made an incredible adjustment to the football.
6'5", 220 pounds. It's a big frame to go up against for about 99.9% of corners. The only guy you'd see that tall is a guy from here, Sauce Gardner. Three guys to the left, one to the right. Petaway to left hip. Here's Pine. He's going to pump it one time. He'll throw it deep. It's double covered somehow and trying to get down with it. Incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Middleton was the intended receiver. McDoom and Harrison tried to make the double team breakup, but a flag is thrown in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's pretty clear what it's going to be. Falcons are going to move up. Goes against Harrison.
And Harrison, I mean, he flew over there. He already had a read on that one, just got there way too early. And now the Falcons will get the ball inside the 5-yard line at the 4. The Falcons will huddle. 3:03 to go. The clock is stopped after that penalty. Bowling Green to 380 yards of offense. You've got a trips look and a bunch set out to the right, one down to the left, and that's Middleton. Petaway left hip, now he motions out to the right. Pine stepping up, trying to avoid the pressure. He gets out of one, and Jack Dingle's going to say, not today, brings him down at the 12-yard line.
Good play by Dingle. I thought Pine might weasel his way out of there. He was trying to scramble, but Dingle, strong hands, held on to Pine, wrangled him to the ground.
And a personnel change from the Falcons. They take 3 receivers off the field and put the big bodies out there. So it's going to be trips to the right, 1 receiver down to the left. A bigger tight end or a receiver in Jacob Harris. Petaway to the right hip. Pine gives it off. Petaway tripped up. A nice tackle on the rush down by Simeon Coleman. The sophomore from Seat Pleasant, Maryland. And we're approaching that 2-minute timeout. BG trying to get some points up on the board. They're down 17 with that 2-minute timeout just now approaching. And again, I mean, you look at Pine's numbers today. Obviously, he's played from behind the entire time. Has tried to keep this team in the game. He's completed 83% of his passes, 274 yards, a touchdown, interception. No interceptions, excuse me, but, I mean, Pine has played a pretty good game.
No, he really has. Only 6 incompletions. He's just been accurate, which I think is the biggest thing. He's been accurate. He hasn't given these Cincinnati DBs a lot of opportunities to break on the ball and make a play. There's been a couple throws that have been knocked away, but other than that, he has been really, really good diagnosing those quick throws. Pine, again, we've mentioned a lot. He brings experience, you know, which is one of those things that you value as a college football coach, and that's why Eddie George started to go with him as the starting quarterback. He values that experience that Pine has, the big conferences he's played in, the SEC, the Big 12, I guess the Pac-12 back then.
R.I.P.
And, of course, Notre Dame, they play an illustrious schedule as an independent school. So he's played in big moments. He's played in big stadiums. You trust him for this kind of stuff.
Now, I mean, on the flip side for Cincinnati, you're looking at Brendan Sorsby, after throwing for 69 yards in Arrowhead Stadium, come back here for the real home opener, 17 for 24, 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, had 7 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. Nearly 400 yards of total offense under his name. I mean, Sorsby has just played some dominant football today.
He's been really, really good. Again, accurate as well, just like Drew Pine. But where I think Brendan Sorsby has really shined today is his downfield throws. He's made perfect on-the-money throws downfield to guys like Caldwell, Royer, Cyrus Allen, who had that first touchdown to start the game. I think that really boosted Sorsby's confidence after last week. He's like, hey, I'm still here. I can still let the ball fly. I've got a strong arm and an accurate deep ball, and he's really shown that today. I think that's been the most impressive thing about Sorsby.
Here, Jeff Caldwell and Joe Royer, leading the way for the Bearcats. Both guys over 100 yards receiving today. Caldwell 5 for 109 and a touchdown. Royer with 2 catches for 104 yards. A video game number at that rate. Like I mentioned, Cyrus Allen, 3 for 45, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Goody also involved, 4 for 49. Noah Jennings got in on the party for 2 catches for 28 yards. Bowling Green, 98 yards rushing and a touchdown, averaging just under 3 yards a carry. Both run games are hovering around 100 yards, but the passing games have been the story in this one. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 12-yard line for Bowling Green. Looks like they're getting an injured Bearcat off the field as this 2-minute timeout is concluding. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers on opposite sides. Roberts to the right of Pine, a motion across. Pine takes it, throws it out, and it's incomplete. Low pass for Roberts, unable to be snagged, and in coverage right there was Trayvon Gola-Collard.
Yeah, they tried just a quick rollout, get Roberts in a flat, and just didn't work. Well covered by Gola-Collard.
So the Falcons will send out their special forces, as Eddie George calls them. So Jackson Cleather will be on the field to try to kick it from 30 yards out and make this a 2-score game. Carlson, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So Cleather makes it from 30 yards out. It's 34-20, caps off a 9-play, 63-yard drive that lasted a couple minutes or so. And Bowling Green has really dominated this time of possession today. It's been kind of overwhelming at this rate. I mean, they're at the ball for over 35 minutes.
Yeah, Cincinnati's had those big plays, though, and that contributes to that lower time of possession when you have that 73-yard pass to Joe Royer, a 44-yard touchdown to Cyrus Allen. You have those quicker drives, those big plays, and that's something Bowling Green has really lacked, those big plays, those home run hitters.
So again, they're down 2 scores. It's a minute 55 to go. The Bearcats are trying to close this thing out and move to 1-1. They were just a couple plays away from beating Nebraska last week. And obviously a throw that Brendan Sorsby would want to have back from the throw downfield to Caleb Goody, which was intercepted. It was a great play by Malcolm Hartzog and that experienced Nebraska secondary. I mean, we obviously talked about it throughout the week. It was the right play call. I think we agree on that. But again, you got to push that ball. Either my guy or no guy gets it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good play call. I think it was the right one. That's probably what I would have done. But again, that needs to be more towards the front pylon, more towards the sideline. I want it out of bounds, or I want to touchdown Cincinnati. And you just left it too far up in the middle, let Nebraska make a play on it, and that's just not what you could afford to do in that spot.
And conversation throughout has also been, okay, the Bearcats were down 3. Again, they could have got some more yards, could have settled for a field goal, went into overtime, but when Nebraska has 70,000 fans there, it definitely plays a part with, playing a de facto home game, and you're basically playing in the opponent's backyard at that rate. Lincoln, Nebraska, the entire city basically migrated its way down. I mean, we were talking to Nebraska Student Radio. It's a 3-hour drive from Lincoln. It took 6 hours because everybody took off work to go there for a long Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, meanwhile, you guys made the travel all the way to Kansas City. How long was that drive?
About 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, not an easy travel for these Cincinnati fans, which is way too easy for those Nebraska fans. So, yeah, you had a technical home game, but so many away fans there. It just made it tough. I'm sure the Bearcats are so thankful to be back in front of their home fans today. I'm sure they've enjoyed the crowd energy. It was a great crowd. They really showed out. Of course, now towards the end of the game, it's cleared out a little bit, as what normally happens at Bearcats games. But
and next week, they play Northwestern State, the Bearcats do. They return home for the 3:30 kick. We'll have Jack Ritchie and Chris McGon on the call for that one, and then conference play will start 2 weeks from then. The Bearcats have a bye week for week number 4, and they'll play Kansas out in Lawrence. So Zach Long's going to try this onside kick. The hands team out on the field for the Bearcats. Long looking to set things up, switching sides to the right, bouncing it up and through. It's knocked out of bounds, and Noah Jennings will just kind of jab at it. In that situation, not a bad thing to, pop it up. You can't pop it up in the air. You leave it for somebody else, and you're running away with another thing, and everyone's like, geez, this is not good. Just knock it out of bounds, and that's exactly what Jennings did.
Yeah, I mean, typically you'd like to actually come down with it and just fall it on
Exactly.
the ground, but you don't have the chance to do that. Launch it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like you said, just a high IQ, smart play.
So Sorsby and the Cats will come out onto the field. They'll have it at Falcons' 44-yard line. It's 34-20, 154 here to go in the game. Sorsby gives it to Walker, looking for something around the right side, breaking his way through up to the 40-yard line, and gains roughly 5 on the play. Both of these teams haven't used any of their timeouts until now. So Eddie George will call his first timeout of the second half.
Yeah, try to stop the clock, maybe get the ball back, make something happen. You never know if the onside kick goes your way, maybe a fumble or something. Makes sense that he's going to take his time.
Here Walker got 4 on that play. These teams very identical rushing numbers when it comes to yards. 99 yards from the Bearcats, 98 yards from the Falcons, both on the doorstep of 100 yards. Passing games, both of them pretty good. And again, college football is a weird game. Things can happen. The unthinkable can become thinkable in some crazy times, but the Bearcats just trying to close this thing out and run in with a 1-1 record. So 2 tight ends of the game, 2 receivers. There's a tight end right next to Sorsby on the left. It's going to be a give over to Walker on the left side. Walker charging his way up to the 35-yard line, and he'll be about a yard short. Picks up 5 on the play, and Eddie George spins his second timeout.
It was interesting that you mentioned those rushing yards versus the passing yards. This was a game coming in where we talked about all week. It's going to be a high rushing game, a lot of rushing attempts, a lot of yards. It's been the opposite. The passing offense has really been what's exploded. Just like you mentioned, it's one of those things in college football, you never know what can happen. I thought the entire week, hey, we're going to see a whole bunch of runs chased. We're going to prepare for that. No, these quarterbacks have been letting it fly.
We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, whatever you want to say. These quarterbacks have used their arms quite well today. It's 3rd down and 1 from the 35-yard line, giving it off to Walker. And Walker's going to be met by the Falcons' nest, losing a yard on the play to the 36-yard line. Eddie George, is he going to use a timeout? Looks like they're just going to let this thing run down. So the clock continues to tick. Eddie's not using a timeout. There's a 16-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Likely the Bearcats will probably take a timeout or delay a game in this situation. It rolls down, and Cincinnati will take a timeout. Interesting scenario right there. Are you a little bit surprised that he didn't take the timeout, or just kind of gamesmanship right here?
I am a little bit surprised. I mean, he used that first one, and I thought, okay, maybe he's going to try to just get the ball back, but it seems like, I mean, he's probably still going to get the football back, but it just seems like they have, at this point, conceded. They're going to take their film, take the game into the locker room, and head back to Toledo with Pudge and see what they can learn from this game.
Yeah, we did meet Pudge earlier. That felt like ages ago.
It really did.
The sun was still very well out, and now it's starting to make its way in setting.
A chance meeting just walking out of the tunnel at the same time we were there.
The timing was immaculate. There's 17 seconds left. It's 4th down and 2. They give it off to Walker. Walker's going to bounce his way up for the first down. The ball did roll out. He's down by contact. By college rule, the clock stops once a team gets a first down. So once they get this ball set, the clock will wind down.
Actually, hold your horses there. We do have a Bowling Green player down.
That's not good. It looks like that's Gideon Lampron. That is not good. And he is down on the field. He gets up pretty quickly. Again, and in the situations when it looks like, your team, you're not really taking it, taking it that far. There's only a play or so left. You risk those kind of things. And the game of football is a violent game as it is, and you're putting your body on the line regardless of what happens. But, obviously you don't want to see any of those injuries or any of those scares, especially this late into the game.
Oh, yeah, you want to keep your players healthy. You want to keep them going. It's a long season. A lot of time, a lot of football still to be played.
They got some action they got to get ready for, too, man. Anytime.
Tuesday night action.
Tuesday night, Wednesday night, all that stuff. And the Bearcats.
Be playing in the snow at any point.
Yeah, exactly. The great Ohio weather. So the Bearcats, they got to get ready for their Big 12 matchups coming up in the next couple of weeks. They got Northwestern State a week from today at this exact same time. Brendan Sorsby kneels it down, and that will end it. Cincinnati gets their first ever win over Bowling Green. The Falcons won the first 4 meetings all in the 90s. And the Cats able to get a 34-20 victory in this I-75 battle.
Yeah, Cincinnati extends their home opener streak to 24 in a row. It's incredible. They play so great here at home, just defending their home turf, and it's a good win. Good first win of the season for the Bearcats. They'll take a lot of good from this game and start prepping for the next week. Northwestern State comes to town.
So big look, again, the Bearcats with 439 yards of offense. They gave up 372 yards to the Falcons, only gave up 20 points, just like they did last week to Nebraska. The offense able to get things going and get active in the passing game. I mean, over 100 yards rushing as well. Can't scoff at any of that. They did this while only having the football for 22 minutes and 49 seconds.
They made the most of their time. They didn't have a ton of time with the football, like you said, but you have to make the most of it. You have to make those big plays, and Sorsby hit those big-time throws today.
And that will do it for our coverage here on Bearcat Sports Radio. For Justin Dedrick, I'm Chase Johnson. We will see you guys next week as Northwestern State takes on the Cincinnati Bearcats, 3:30 p.m. here. You can find it on Bearcat Sports Radio. Have a great rest of your night.